All right, guys. Welcome to episode 4 of the new season of Traveler. Um, we are continuing our adventure on the planet of Mithril that you gentlemen stopped at in pursuit of trying to rescue some researchers from the university, some compatriots. So a little bit of a departure from your normal type of archaeological mission. You landed on the planet, though. There was an EMP burst that fried um, the governorship of your lifter drives. This is a nothing part until you don't have one, as the Firefly quote goes. And now your ship is stuck here. You picked up a distress beacon off in the distance, and you've commandeered an ATV from the local starport, of which there is no one left alive in that starport. And you've started a trek across the planet to get to this signal. Now, it's a long and arduous journey, but your hope is that because there's a missing air raft bay in the downport, that when you get to this signal, you'll find some survivors or some camp or something that will include that missing air raft. That may or may not be the case. The only thing you really know is that there's a distress beacon, potentially someone out there who needs to be rescued. I glossed over a lot of stuff there, so I'll let you guys tack on anything you want. Who remembers little tidbits from last session? We'll start with Thodubs. Thodubs, this is where you say, I remember something that happened last time. This thing happened.
Yeah, just as soon as I get my microphone doing its thing here, sorry.
You have to crank it up? Chugga, 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 chugga.
No, nothing like that. I have misplaced my notebook. I'm looking for my notebook. I apologize.
Oh boy. Okay, well, we'll skip to Ghost and give you a minute.
We are researchers researching old droin technology and artifacts. We were hired by the Esperanza University, and we're out here in our sweet-ass scout ship, the XS4-2. We were dispatched to this frozen planet Mithril to locate an old student of mine and a good egg named Sarah Tassa. She was also supposed to be investigating some droid stuff, but we got here, we got hit by that EMP-like trap. It fried our M-Drive governor chips, forced us into a crash landing, and then we investigated the area, discovering evidence of a poorly cleaned up massacre and signs that Sarah and her team had moved out towards this other place, right, where we're getting the signal from. So we recovered that tank-like Caterpillar ATV from the garage at the downport and began a slow, difficult journey across the frozen wasteland. I've custom brewed coffee for everybody in the morning, except for when I got mushrooms. Those were fantastic, and I think they were a 2-day trip with me and Ronan. We were attacked by swarms of crystal lice, vicious local fauna that targeted legs. Ugh, ugh. But we pushed forward, and I'm still fuming about the medallion that is stolen by the New Home University guys. But yeah, I'm excited to try to find Sarah Tassa today. Well, not today, because every day takes... What are we moving, like 10 hours at a time across this frozen tundra? It's going to be a while.
I do believe that that's the cycle we were going on. You guys were doing 10 hours of daytime driving, and then they were...
6 days since the downport.
Yep. Also, SX462, not dash 4, not 4-2. According to my notes, anyway.
Oh, sorry, XS...
SX
462.
Yes. SX is the type. That's extended serpent class. 462 is the hull number.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Welcome. It's one of the few notes I made from last time. It's important shit. All right. Because we hadn't earned a name yet, because you guys were going to have it earn its name. Okay.
I'll be right back.
Kizik, how's your sound check going?
So far, everybody sounds good. I haven't heard from Ronan.
Excellent.
My turn. Okay, talkie. So, a couple things we missed on the way on our cool little trip. We did talk about the mushrooms. We found some cool mushrooms that came and grew and were awesome and died real fast. But we got some of them to study later. We also saw off in the distance a giant structure thing that we decided to pass on and continue heading towards the to the distress signal. And friendly reminder for everybody for where we're driving across here. The different things, the planes are your normal speed, snow's 50% slower, and straight across ice is 50% faster. So kind of why we were sticking to normal speeds across the plains and whatnot. But
This dark green
yes.
is more or less impassable.
Yeah, it was super not fun. That part. But the light green and the white and the little light blue was passable. And then we went across ice, and we did get one point get stuck in, and the ice broke, and the big giant fish under the thing almost ate us. But we got out. Because ATV drives like boat.
ATV actually has boat drive. Is boat.
Yep.
Okay. Someone listen in on Kizik while he gives his part.
I'm back here. There were ships that landed before us. We found those scrawled on like a hand-drawn note from the guy who was essentially the warden. We didn't find anybody alive at the settlement, and ice lice are terrifying.
I wonder if at the end of this, the most feared wildlife piece will be the ice lice. I wonder if that will be a thing.
They're not cool, man.
And they're not. Did anyone have a chance to listen in on Kizik to make sure his volume was good?
I did. He sounds good.
Excellent. This makes me very happy. Okay. All right. I think that fully catches us up unless someone oh, wait. No, we didn't have Thodubs go, which is probably his plan in the first place. Thodubs. Yeah, you have to add something to this.
Okay, gotcha. I think I'm back on track here. Apologies for that. So, yeah, definitely experienced the snow lice. Definitely not a fun thing to do. Definitely had to be able to get a chance to heal from that. That was definitely not fun. Definitely be looking to avoid them in the future. Hopefully they don't become a thing. I'm sure they probably will, though. However, but yes, moving forward on the trek, trying to keep to safe routes to actually expedite our route.
Well, I'll give you like a C- for effort. That's good. Okay, so you guys are, I believe you're freshly awakened after a night of rest at your current location. And it's time to continue on with your journey. Let's see.
I found one more note. I have Mithril Taiga and then dash. And then I started writing things, and then I just crossed it out and said, nope. That's the dark green.
Yeah, don't drive there.
Yeah, that is correct. So basically, it's such thick brambles and low shrubs that it's nearly impassable with your vehicle, and you can't tell when there's a dip in the terrain. So, you guys wake up, space roosters going off. What's everybody do in the morning?
Don't call Zigzag a space rooster.
I'm making coffee for everybody, first of all. I'm quite chipper. I had a bit of like an ayahuasca journey past couple days, so I'm feeling a little grounded and closer to the universe. So instead of anything crazy, I'll make you guys nice, simple cups of coffee the way that you like it.
What's that like for Zigzag? Is he like communing with nature, or is he like having an out of body experience in the cosmos? What is that like for him?
So, I haven't really appreciated the weather and the coldness of this planet. This being a frigid ice ball. I thought it was hell when we first got here. Today, I'm waking up and I'm seeing the light of the really weak sun in this solar system kind of creeping over the mountains, and the ice is actually really pretty. So I'm kind of taking a moment and drinking my, not Folgers, but definitely that coffee commercial. And I'm just taking it all in, breathing deeply that I'm alive, and it could be a good day.
Excellent. Next.
Otto has thought a little bit since we're now days, a week into the journey. He's trying to put everything together. Zigzag handed him his cup of coffee and just kind of is staring out the window longingly. And normally we have deep conversations about like technology and different things. And Otto takes a step back from him and is just trying to put together all of the things, trying to figure out like what are we getting ourselves into? Should we be worrying about like are we just going into a trap? Like do we need to be everybody like they booby trapped our spaceship out of the sky. They had weapons were taken from the other thing. We've got a shotgun. Just trying to calm himself for the continued journey and try to prepare himself for maybe potential danger.
Yeah, man. The universe breathes in cycles, man, like spores on the wind. You think you're lost, but maybe you're just germinating in the dark, waiting to bloom.
When you guys are done germinating and worrying, you guys want to come help me take the tent down so we can get going?
Oh yeah, there's work to do.
Hey, Zigzag, you got any of that
Although-
coffee there?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna have to get some of that. It is really freaking freezing out here. It's really cold, so I'm gonna warm up my hands and then we'll go over and work on that tent, I guess.
Who's driving today?
That's a good question.
I think I drove last time.
Actually, John drove last.
Yeah, I think we were taking turns, and
I feel like I slept last time.
All right, if you're nice and relaxed, why don't you take the first shift?
All right.
All right. First off, let's check the weather. All right, that's all right. So it's bitterly cold today, and the snow is coming down at a decent pace. You said it was Rex, or sorry, it's Zane, Dr. Zane driving,
Yes, sir.
and we got the. So who I need to know if someone's doing recon. I need the skill level of the recon, and I need the driver skill level.
I'll do our recon today. I have a 2 recon.
Excellent.
I have a 0 in my driving skills.
How fast are we gonna go?
Normal speed.
Okay. All right. So you guys are going to be able to cover your normal terrain despite the falling snow. You need me to go back and reread how much normal speed is and everything?
I have white. In the heavy snow, we go 1 hex every 4 hours. In the light green, we go 1 hex every 2 hours. In the light blue, we go 1 hex every hour.
Sounds right.
That matches my notes.
Yep.
We got to put the plow down going through the white because there's a lot of snow there.
Yep. So we're gonna go this one, and halfway through this one, assuming nothing's going on for our 10 hours today.
You passed your checks, so there's nothing on your 10 hours that is of note.
Sweet. Boom.
I'm going to go ahead and give you guys your full tile right there.
Yay. Alrighty.
Okay. Sleeping in the car, sleeping in the tent. You guys, if you wanted to live life a little dangerously, you could try driving through the night. It does mean you have to do yet another check, and of course, driving at night comes with its own dangers.
Gentlemen, are we...
Done it yet? I think we might want to risk it at least once.
Well, we'll be going across ice while we're doing it, and we'll need to switch out driver and recon, but I don't see why we wouldn't be able to do it.
Do you guys feel up to it? The other two?
Nope,
Yeah.
I'm game.
All right, I'm going to get some sleep then.
Concur.
All right, switching it out.
Okay. Do your next check. So we've got Dr. Otto driving, and then we've got who's on
First.
who's on recon?
Are the other two sleeping then while we're driving and doing recon? Is that the plan?
I'm getting to that. I have to go through it in order. I'll miss pieces. So who's on recon?
That'd be Reese.
I'll take recon. A recon 0.
Okay. Now this is driving at night, which means you need to use sensors. So what's your sensor skill? Do you have an electronic sensor skill, or is it the same?
No, I do. It's a 0. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, so it's +5 there. There. Okay. So those of you who are trying to sleep in the back of the van while it is driving, you need to roll a... you can roll it either as a intellect check or as an endurance check. Either way, it's your ability to sleep through the being bounced around. This is not an easy place to sleep, and you're going to take a -2. Now, all failure of this check means is that you don't get a full night's sleep, which is kind of a given considering you're in an off-road vehicle that's currently moving.
Alrighty. No, didn't pass.
What's your negative modifier?
Well, using intellect, that would give me to a -1. For a grand total of 2.
Okay. So you're going to lose 2 hours of sleep. Ghost, how's Zigzag do?
That's rough. For an intellect check, I rolled an 8, and then I've got a +2 intellect. 10.
So -2 for the modifier. You are still at an 8, which is a pass. So you actually managed to sleep through this. This isn't so bad for you.
That's usually pretty loud at Bart's.
So at about 12:30 at night, 30 minutes after midnight, Mr. Otto is at the controls. Dr. Otto is at the controls, and suddenly, the front of the vehicle lurches forward as the ground collapses underneath the wedge in the front tires. Just as he's getting to this front ice part, I'm assuming you're coming down this path where this little ice bit is here.
Yep.
And what looked like solid ice completely bucks, and the front of the ATV just sinks in. The vehicle is at a 45-degree angle and is buried to the point where the front windscreens of the ATV are beneath the snow line. Its butt sticking up in the air.
Oh, shit. Reese, what's happening? What are we stuck on?
I don't know if we're stuck on anything. I think we're actually like, I think are we sinking? Are we diving into the water here? I mean, maybe the ice is too thin here.
I kick her a little bit in reverse and see if I can back out. I'm covered in snow. I'm still going to try it.
Okay, give me a drive check, wield.
That's
Oh,
a
look
12.
at that. That's good. Okay. Give me...
For a 13.
Okay, so I was about to say, what's your modifier? All right, so you very slowly, and it's got chains on the tires, and it's a snow vehicle, so, like, you pull out of this hole. You're able to slowly back it back down. The back comes down, because the back was in the air, so it comes down with a good smack, and it wakes up the passengers who are sleeping. It's kind of like being on a roller coaster for a second. And your spotlights and your sensors are now revealing this massive... You've driven over top of what was some sort of cylindrical ice tunnel, and the weight of the ATV caused the top of it to cave in, and now you can see the tunnel goes in either direction as far as your little lights can see. Of course, it's very dark out here right now. But you've collapsed into some sort of tunnel.
Well, that could have been really, really bad. Good job, Otto, getting us out of that.
Oh man. But now we can't just go over that. That's too big. We got to go. Oh, we got to track it all the way around. Is everybody okay in the back?
I think I hit my head. What are you guys doing up there?
We hit a tunnel. Come up here. Give us a second pair of eyes. Sorry for waking you up.
It's okay. I was having a dream. I was riding a horse.
You sleeping on the ceiling again?
So
Have you guys ever eaten horse?
Horse? No, I don't think I've ever tried that.
Yeah. Okay, when we get back, you gotta stop by Bart's.
So this tunnel is about 1 meter in diameter. So it would have been about a meter drop that you just dug yourself out of. It was good driving.
Yeah, I locked the wheels, just used the middle ones. I feel good. All right, are we getting out and taking a look, or are we just... Yeah, we should take out and take a look. That's a big hole.
How big is the... You said it's a meter drop to the tunnel?
Yeah, the tunnel is 1 meter in diameter, and you went from the top to your front wheels and the blade being sunk completely in it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sweet. We're gonna go take a look at this thing? Alright.
I was looking at horizon, then I was looking at snow.
You guys are going to get, like, flashlights and shit and come out and have a look?
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay, just let me know what you're bringing with you.
We were bundled up in our borrowed coats. Got a flashlight.
Okay. Who's the first to pop the hatch?
I got it. I'm wired because I just drove this thing like a professional.
Okay. You pop out here. The first thing you notice is it is insanely dark tonight. Whether it's cloud cover or something from the snow or the storm or the fact that there isn't much of a sun, it's like pitch black out here, and your light cuts through it. It's like a white light cutting through black fabric. The snow, of course, being highly reflective, actually makes it worse.
Oh, can't see too much, guys. Now you start climbing down the ladder.
Okay. You guys walk up to the edge of this thing. It is a like I said, it's a meter in diameter. It's a tunnel, so it's not a chasm. Although I'm appreciating this drawing, but I just want to point out that other than the part that you fell in, the top's not open. So like you guys can look through here, and one of the things you'll notice is that the sides of the tunnel are really smooth. Like it's not, you know how when icicles form, sometimes it's smooth and sometimes it's like really jagged. This is all like glass smooth.
Can I, like, what, looking like the whole thing is like perfect glass smooth? Okay.
Do you guys know, like, is that water rushing through there, or is that like some kind of ice water creature?
I'm gonna metagame some points. Why would you say ice worm creature?
Because you said it was extremely smooth. I've never seen ice tunnels before.
Yes, but like your first instinct is to say ice worm.
Or underwater river.
Sorry, I just feel like that was a hugely metagame thing.
I think if it were some sort of biologic thing, that it wouldn't be like perfectly smooth. I'd be like, we'd be able to see some sort of marks of how it propelled itself if it was a creature.
That is very unusual, though. It's really smooth, though. That's really crazy. What do you think could have done that, guys?
And I whip out my little pocket knife thing and see, like, if the smooth glass is it deep, or is it just like a surface? Like, can I like poke through it to see if it's snow or substance underneath it, or if it's like solid?
What kind of sciences do you have?
Just regular science and biology.
Do you have survival?
I do have survival.
Give me a survival check as you chip some of this away.
Seven.
Okay. The 7, it looks different than the rest of the ice around it. Unless you want to push the roll and try again, I'm not going to give it too much more than that, but it does look peculiar. So picking a sample, very difficult to ascertain the information you want the way you're doing it.
Roger. Hey guys, like, there's like something here to take a look at. Like, I don't know. It's not normal. It doesn't look like it's just ice. But I can't figure much more than that out. If anybody else wants to try to, like, big brain this up. Doesn't look very like biological. But I think, like, either looking at the broken parts, like where we broke through, like the depth of that, seeing if we can see and look at the transition between, like, the snow where we were driving and where this tunnel is, and see if maybe there's something there. I can't make heads or tails of it, though.
Zigzag, I would like to look at this from a geological standpoint. Maybe this is some sort of cut made through with warmer water, or the way that like the ancient.
It was going so well. Yes, go ahead
I'm
and roll your
losing the word
jealousy.
for it. Yeah.
It's going so well. Also, you're the only one of the party that could have potentially said snow worm because you had your visions.
Yes, that's true.
You should have been the one to say those words, not the other players.
Less fun. With a geology. All right, so my dice rolled a 5. I got a +1 in geology, and then it's a 0 education, unless I look at this intellectually. If it's intellect, it's an 8. If it's education based,
It's supposed to be education. But I'll take an argument for intellect just because this is not something that's necessarily going to have been studied a bunch. So I'll give you two things if you take an intellect approach, but I won't give you the actual geology answer. I think that's fair.
Right.
So the first thing you're going to notice is there's bits of something, like it's crystal smooth, but there's bits of some like white flecks like inside of it that are unusual. They're like suspended in it. And the other thing you're going to notice from a more survival and intellect point of view is it looks kind of like water that's been rapidly unfrozen and then refrozen. So it kind of has the look of ice that's been thawed and then refrozen.
Yeah, very quickly. Slicked. Gentlemen, what we have here is some sort of temperature change. It must have happened very, very quickly, and it would have been very, very hot. I think the boiling point for water around here is 212 degrees Fahrenheit, so it would have been extremely hot. The other thing to look for is maybe these are happening still. Any like steam vents or anything like that we could be on the lookout for.
Otto's little light just scans around as far as he can.
Doesn't seem to go very far. It's almost disconcerting how black it is out here.
I don't see much steam. You can't see much of anything, even with a flashlight.
I can see pretty well. If you stop shining that thing in my eyes.
Yeah, but then I don't see you when I'm spiking to you.
Ooh. Does Zigzag have thermal vision?
Sure do.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Give me a perception check.
A recon. Is that even rolling them, or is that just spinning them? Well, my recon, that first roll would have been an 8. Okay, here, this is better. What characteristic does recon get?
Recon gets intellect for
Oh, that's
perception.
fantastic.
Yeah, it's intellect plus it's intellect plus recon for perception checks.
It's an 11 total.
That's really good. Okay. Sorry, trying to sort something out. Side.
Look, I say we get in the truck, we put the blade down, we push a bunch of snow in the hole, and we drive over it.
Okay. So you're going to detect about 50 yards away near this thing 2 or 3 loaf of bread size heat signatures in the snow.
loaf of bread size.
Mhm.
Are they moving?
They are not moving a lot.
I will tell my friends. Gentlemen, there seems to be 3 warm objects in the snow over there, about 50 yards that way. Anybody got a stronger light than that little pen light thing you've got?
We can get a lantern back from the truck, maybe. We're walking that way to see what do they look like?
They're like they're about the size of like a bread loaf. What shape are they?
Like you're not going to be able to tell that from this distance.
Okay.
That's way too much.
Gotcha.
Are they in the direction that the tunnel's heading, or are they just like sitting in the snow?
Well, you don't know where the tunnel's heading. It's not like it's just a laser straight line. It moves.
Roger.
It's very dark, very cold, and very late. I would like to get back to sleep. So, would you like to just push some snow into this hole and we'll drive over it? If there's little things out there that are warm, it could be A, some sort of creature, B, something like the ice, crystal ice, the stuff that was killing. I don't want to fuck with that. I'll just let you guys know it's out there. It's like 50 yards that way.
All right. You watch that as we back away from it and climb onto the ship.
Okay, so you guys do not want to go over there.
We'll take the truck.
Oh, you're taking the truck over there. Okay. 10-4. Okay, somebody get... All right, so you're all piling in. Is anyone sitting on the outside and on like the platform railing and stuff, or are you guys all inside?
It's very cold. I am inside.
Yeah, I'm going to be inside.
I will stay outside in the little puka here between the ladder and the door.
I'll get in the recon bubble.
I'll start shoveling some snow into the hole.
Okay. You're gonna shovel snow. Oh, you mean using the blade? Okay.
Yes.
Are you trying to? I'm just trying to figure out what you're trying to accomplish.
To be able to drive over it.
Okay.
Fill the hole.
Okay.
Hey,
Well,
Zigzag, you able to see anything out the back there as we get closer?
Yeah, I'm up in the little bubble up at the
Gotcha.
top.
Okay. All right.
Taking a look. Yep. I'm sure that my +2 recon will come in handy here.
all right. What I would like you to do, to get a recon check from Zigzag. I would like to get a. Oh, hi, Allie. I would like to get a drive check from Otto. Using the blade in this fashion to do this is a 10 to pass. And any ways you other guys want to make themselves useful, they can.
Yeah. You want to get on the sensors and see if you can point them at either the tunnel and make sure that we're filling it, or investigate the little heat blurbs. Something with the like that there.
Okay, well, there's no. Okay, so you just try to do a magic hand wave thing with the tunnel thing. There is no sensor that I can think of that would allow you to do that particular task. But if you can think of something that this would have, you let me know. Tracking the things in the heat sensor, you could do that.
Oh, my apologies. My comment was to Mr. Reese over there to get on the sensors and use the sensor. Not a comment to you in that this is what I want to do. As to the group. Hey, as I'm outside the vehicle, can somebody probably get on sensors and use them to do something useful? Wasn't specifically.
You just got to be careful about that.
Yeah.
Because that has a tendency to run away, especially with certain players. So we don't want to do that.
Roger, my apologies.
So I would like to get that check from Kizik now, please.
Would I be able to assist Kizik?
I rolled 2 1s. No, you can't.
Oh dear.
Well, that was kind of, I think that's what Rex was asking you to do, but we had taken at that point 6 minutes for you guys to roll some dice. So I just wanted to move us along a little bit. However, with Snake Eyes, we're gonna say he runs you right back into the ditch. Like he's like, I'm gonna snowplow some snow in there, and the whole thing goes nose first and almost ass over tea kettle. So who's sitting on the outside? That was
Me.
Zane. All right, Zane, yeah.
Yes, sir.
You're the only one on the outside.
Yes, sir.
I need a strength check to hang on to the railing.
Yes. 3.
Okay.
4. I guess 4.
So Zigzag in the bubble canopy watches as Zane makes a beautiful arc and lands almost right on top of the heat signatures in the snow. Plop into some snow.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and roll this for. All right, that's a 6. So you don't take any damage. You do skid to a stop in the snow. And you, let me see. That. Oh. Did I not make a token for that thing? Oh no, here we go. That's what I need. You find yourself face to face with a strange creature. It's about the size of a loaf of bread.
He's so cute.
And it sort of like hisses and backs up. You can tell that there's at least 2 more nearby, and they seem to be huddled together for warmth.
I know I'm about 50 meters away from if they went in the same spot.
50 meters is a long way to have been thrown, but you're somewhere along the way towards them, enough that you can now see them.
Roger.
In the spotlights from what's left of the rover, which is trying to shimmy its way in and out of the hole, as frantically, Kizik's trying to take care of the thing. Assuming you also have a flashlight on your person.
I do not have a flashlight on my person.
Okay. Well, without going into details, you can still see them. So,
go ahead.
You're also going to notice from where you've landed that there appears to be another section of the tunnel, except for it appears to have widened into some sort of cavern. And there's like a destroyed den right here next to it.
Okay.
Kizik, you're in a hole again.
Yeah, and I got the blade down this time, and I'm now going. I got my back wheels up. I'm gonna go. Hey, I just saw. Did I see him fly off?
I would have told you. Zane is gone. He took off.
Excellent. He went forward, so I'm going to try to kind of use the blade to lift my front side up and try to drive myself all the way through the tunnel and pull out to the other side.
When you mean through, you mean just like over top of, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, excellent. So go ahead and give me that drive check again.
10, 11.
11. You just made it. Come out the other side. Your spotlights level out with the snow again. You can see Zane's silhouette casting an amazingly long shadow with the lights at that angle. He appears to be looking at a hole in the ground in front of him in the snow.
Can I do a quick biology check to make sure, like if they look like they're going to attack, as I stand up and slowly, without making any threatening movements, and back away from these little guys?
Absolutely. Give me a check.
Man, dice are not my friends today, but luckily, science is my friend. 9.
Okay. The 9, one of them is much larger than the other two. Judging by the size of them, they are probably some sort of pack, and the large one's probably a female. They probably won't get aggressive with you unless you head towards the female. You're guessing that the collapsed hole in the ground to your left was a den. There are lots of small holes about the size of these loaves of bread burrowed in and around where you're at. Think of like a giant gopher hole complex.
Yeah, I'm going to slowly back my way away from them and towards the vehicle.
With a 9, I will also say that they definitely are not the creatures that made the original tunnel.
They're potentially just using it to get around.
Well,
Or it went through their den.
yeah, that's more what it looks like.
Okay.
Okay. You guys have the machine unstuck. Zane manages to get back to the rover without invoking any sort of attack.
Climb in the machine to talk to the peoples. Hey guys, you're... Oh, good.
Are you okay, man?
I learned to fly there for a second, or more appropriately, I learned that I still can't fly. Or swim through snow. I also learned that there's the loaves of bread are these cool little lizard-looking dude-mans. And there's a whole den of them over there. It looks like they're kind of a pack style animal. There's, like I said, there's a couple of them over there. It does look that whatever made this tunnel kind of went through their home, but didn't stop. Like, it didn't look like they were aggressive in nature. They looked like they were gonna like defend if pushed, but they didn't look aggressive in nature. But a little bit concerning, as this what looks like whatever created that tunnel went right through their home. So just something to be aware of.
So their home was there, and then the tunnel that we fell into was made like through their den. We have to then consider, gentlemen, that tunnel is not a geological formation, but it was actually created by something sentient, sapient at least.
Like
Uh,
it hunted them.
That's if it dug through their den, it could have been.
I don't recall seeing any sort of like carnage or anything, but I didn't exactly stop and take a look.
You probably would have seen squished pieces of things. It would have all been refrozen. So unless you want to go back and really investigate, but you would have probably seen some lumping corpses.
Yeah, guys, it looked like it. There were corpses and whatnot, but I didn't take a good look at them. Do we want to go push on, or do we can go investigate this a little bit more? Just realize they are still there.
Do you think they'd be tasty in a soup or maybe a sandwich?
Didn't really think about it.
Let's press on. It's late. I'd like to get the rest of my sleep then, and maybe if I find one of those, I'll eat it later.
Have a
Oh,
good night.
all right.
All right. You guys going to press on driving from here? Or are you going to call it a night?
How long did our investigation and freeing of the vehicle take?
I'm going to guess you spent 5 hours between driving here and getting stuck and doing this. You've got another 5 hours you can move forward before morning time.
Yeah, I'll keep driving. I feel bad for throwing a guy from the top of the car and for driving us into an ice ditch. I'm gonna look at John and say, like, keep those scanners out. Make sure we don't hit any more of those.
Yeah. You come to the next morning. Let's see. How many of those can you do in 5 hours? Over ice, it's 2 tiles.
Over ice, it is 1 tile an hour, but it's nighttime, so we'll go half time. So that's 2 tiles in 5 hours.
Okay. You go ahead and move yourself 2 tiles. Okay. And I already moved the day, so you're on day 8. The sun comes up. Not a great night of sleep for everybody involved, but you guys made some extra progress. As the sun comes up over the horizon, Dr. Otto is at the wheel and getting drowsy.
Oh, Reese. John. Whew, that's a night. That's a night. You want to go wake everybody else up?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go wake them up and see if we can rotate shifts or something. Cause yeah, you look beat.
Ooh, do the stretchy thing that you do when you've driven for a long time.
Hey, Zane, Zigzag, wake up.
Yeah, what's up?
I think it's time for us to do some rotations here. I think it's time for you guys to take over the driving and recon. And yeah, Otto he's dead tired. He's really tired. So I think we need to give him some time to rest.
Roger.
All right, I'll make coffee for me and Zane, and you guys get some sleep.
Perfect. Hey, Otto, they're coming on up to take over.
I assume that's the parking brake sounds.
All right, hot seat.
Zane, would you like to drive?
Yeah, because you don't want me to do recon. We've proven that plenty of times. What's the weather look like there, Zigzag?
Good question.
Well, it's a beautiful. Hold on, I rolled boxcars +4. It's the highest I could possibly roll. 16 recon.
Hold on, I don't need recon. I need to do a formula real quick.
I know. I'm just giving you.
Unfortunately, they put it in a different area. Right, you're in an ice zone right now. All right. Lower number. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Okay. This is the coldest it's ever been while you've been on the planet. It's so cold that the ice dome is like frosted over, and you've got to like use a heater because you can't even get outside. Like if you try to open the door to go outside and scrape it, you instantly, it's like having liquid nitrogen dumped on you. You cannot go outside right now. So you're using like heaters on the inside of the glass to give yourself a little peephole out of the windows. It is also going to make driving considerably more difficult because it is stupid cold.
Hey, Zigzag, I recommend we go slow today. Like, we had a long night last night. I didn't sleep that well. We're on ice and it's super cold. I think we need to keep the vehicle moving, keep it from freezing up. But let's not try to, let's take it nice and slow and steady today.
Sure, I've chopped some wood. I'll add it to the boiler back here, and I'll keep it nice and toasty. We'll go super slow.
You can travel at half speed to reduce the risk of an incident.
Yeah.
I'm assuming from what you're saying that that's what you want to do.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead and give me your drive check.
Yeehaw!
Does my recon assist him?
Yes, it absolutely does.
Man, I cannot roll good today. Drives dexterity, right?
Sure is.
8.
Okay. There were no incidents today. We're gonna fast forward just a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you guys going through the plains area?
I think we have to, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna let you get all the way up here. Fast forward a little bit. Because you guys are gonna find it's almost a track. Like you're gonna find a shaded area that like the snow drifts on either side of it and allows you to very quickly move through some terrain. This gives you a much needed boon to your movement speed, and it also keeps the weather, which are getting to be gale force wind almost, from affecting the vehicle too badly. So you're able to make really good time. But as night falls, and the temperatures are low, you have to decide whether or not you want to continue at night again. The weather is really bad.
I don't think we should drive at night anymore.
How do... 1 second. Can I make a mechanics check, as cold and windy as it is, to see if the cold is having like any visible effects? Like, can we safely stop the vehicle? Or is stopping it going to cause the vehicle to ice over and whatnot?
Mechanically, the vehicle is built for these temperatures. However, there is a bunch of wind, blowing snow all over the place. Now, you guys are currently in a plain where there's shrubs and bushes and there's snow, but there's like also vegetation, which makes the wind a little bit less like vital. Like it's not as bad. The gale force wind is broken up by the trees and shit. Of course, there's gale force wind and there's trees. So there are risks either way.
Gentlemen, I think if we drive through the night, we've got 2 of us that haven't slept much because we drove through last night too, and we were awake investigating that tunnel. But staying in one place is just as dangerous right now as well. Any recommendations, Dr. Otto? Like, it's your expedition.
Yeah, of course. I just how did I get to sleep at all during the day trip?
I drove really slow.
Well, he drove really slow and he found a smooth thing to drive on.
I did not roll well, so I'm tired too. I think we should keep pressing a little bit. I don't want to stop the car, but I guess this is the safest spot. I think we should stop the car. I talked myself out of it. We got trees and stuff. We should hunker down for the night. It's going to be uncomfortable sleeping in the car. I don't think we should set up a tent. How's that sound?
You're the boss.
I think it's a good idea.
So we're all getting real nice and cozy. I'll sleep on the ceiling, so it's okay.
I got dibs
Sleep
on a
in
bed.
one big pile.
At least you take the other bed. I'll hop in at this little table area.
All right, got that.
Otto, do we want to go in shifts and take a watch just to make sure we don't get buried, or if we need to just adjust the vehicle forward or something to make sure we don't get covered in snow or anything like that?
Yeah, I'll take the first shift. You're a smart guy there. making sure we don't get stuffed in, make sure the trees don't fall on us. I'll wake you up in 4 hours. I'll wake you up in 2 hours. Yeah, everybody will do 2 hours. That'll get us through 8 hours a night.
Everyone who does a shift, give me a perception check.
I got a 6 for the first watch.
Okay. Who's the next watch?
I would go wake up John next.
I got a 6.
Okay. Who's after John?
You wake me up.
All right, Zigzag.
I got a 9.
Okay. Zigzag is the first to notice it. So it's the dark of night. The gale starts to die down a little bit so you can get a little bit more visibility. And as you're staring off through the bubble canopy, you realize that there's a glow coming from probably 100, 150 miles ahead of you on this track you've been going. It's a little bit off to the side, but it's definitely an artificial light. It's definitely like a light bulb.
No shit. I'm gonna get down out of the bulb. I'm gonna go to the sensors. And you said that there's long range camera stuff. I'm gonna try to zoom in as much as I can onto the light.
Okay.
Enhance. What is
Okay.
it?
Give yourself a sensors check with a +1.
Cool. So I got a +2 to this. My dice rolled a 4 plus my 2 is 6. That's an education for sensors, isn't it?
For this kind of perception roll, you could use intellect because you're looking through the lens, you're interpreting the data.
That's great. That makes it an 8, and I like that.
Okay. Like you have to squint at it for like an hour. But you eventually draw out the line in your mind of a collapsed structure. And this bulb is sitting at what you think is a door to some sort of shelter. It looks like it's collapsed in and buried in snow, but the wind has removed enough of the door that the light's visible.
Huh. Wow. 150 miles. Okay.
150 yards from where you're at.
Oh.
Yeah, like it's a football field and a half away down the same track you're on, and if you get out and investigate it, we'll follow up with more information about that.
It's on the same track. I'm gonna quietly try to drive closer.
Quietly try to drive the fusion power generated thing.
I mean, if everybody's asleep and it's just.
All right. Yeah, give me a drive check.
My dice rolled a 5. I have, oh boy, 0 in wield. So then dex, thank God, my dex is a 3. So 8.
Oh, okay. So you do make it. With an 8, you don't do it completely quietly. Anyone who wants to be too tired and be like, I don't fucking care, just go back to sleep, they can. But people will momentarily be woken up by the sound of the plow bumping into the side of the shelter. As you sort of nudge right up against this, and it does look like it's like a shelter. The top is completely collapsed in. There's a minimal amount of power because there's a light. It's a wall you've kind of bumped into, and it's got a roughly octagonal shape. You can kind of see solar cells on the roof now that you're close enough for your spotlights to hit it. and the wind's uncovered it. It was completely buried.
Gotcha. Well, if nobody got up, I'm gonna keep going with my shenanigans. And you know what? I should probably wake up somebody.
Hey, Dr. Otto? Dr. Otto?
Huh? Did you hit something?
No, I found a light bulb.
Uh, a light bulb. We're on a planet that's a light bulb. Hold on, and I like sit up, and I rub my eyes, and I walk up to the front. What did you find?
So if you're
It
looking,
looks like an old shelter, but it's been like collapsed. It looks very old. Maybe like a snowdrift or something had buried it at some point, but it looks like one of those heavy duty survival shelters. You know what I'm talking about? The ones that are supposed to last out here in the snow tundra, but it's still got power. The light's on.
We're still days out from the emergency signal. What is this? What is this?
You want to come with me to check it out, or you want to check it out in the morning?
No, we've got the cover of night. How about you got an instant like, coffee I can drink real fast?
Ew! Instant coffee?
Yes.
Ugh.
We need. Let's get everybody up and we'll investigate this at nighttime because they won't see us coming. Although you hit them with the car.
By the time everybody's up, I'll have coffee ready. Instant coffee. Jeez.
also, Otto, you're looking out the front window. It's collapsed. There's no way there's anyone alive inside. It's a ruin.
Then I'm gonna go back to sleep. We'll look at it in the morning.
Oh, okay. After 3 cups of coffee, Zigzag goes out there.
Okay, I was waiting for that. I knew it was coming. I was just waiting for it. It's like, you fucker, you made me make these coffees, and then you're like, no fucking, I'm going back to sleep.
Yeah, I woke you up for a reason. I need a bro, but that's okay. I'm gonna go by myself now.
Nah, fuck you too. I'm keeping everything I find.
We'll see. I'm gonna keep the death that I find.
So, all right. Zigzag is rather short. Parts of the snowbank beneath you are taller than you are, so as you hop out onto the ground, you may sink completely in. Give me a perception check.
Oh no, I rolled snake eyes, but that means it's a 6.
Okay, well, that's still better than a 4, which is all you needed. You land on concrete. Underneath this snow, this whole track you're driving on used to be a road.
Must have been civilization at some point.
Yeah.
How long ago?
I don't think you'd be able to tell from... I mean, it's modern materials, so it's not ancient civilization. But, like,
Okay.
I doubt you'd be able to tell past that. But, the bulb is kind of a giveaway of that. So as you walk up to the structure, it looks like it's a prefabricated structure. It's got some worn away signs. Like, there's a sign that used to have writing on it, but it's been completely smudged away with time. And the shelter door is ajar. It's collapsed into the point where if the others had come with you, they'd have to dig it out or crawl on their hands and knees to get in there. But because you're much smaller, you can just walk inside.
All right, with my flashlight on the red setting, I'm gonna sneak on in.
Okay. So You come to a floor that it's completely destroyed. The snow is caved in. Like, this whole first floor that you're on it's just ruin and rubble. However, you notice a set of stairs that are going down into a lower level.
Huh. All right. I left my stick. Shit. All right, with the flashlight and trembling hands, I'm gonna go down into the weird basement.
Okay. There's a bit of collapsed rubble. You, even as small as you are, have to get on like your hands and knees and crawl through a gap to get all the way through. But you find yourself in this basement that is pretty much intact. There's water storage tanks. There's some decayed shipping crates. Looks like they've got emergency rations and other supplies. Basically, it does look like it's some sort of emergency shelter. Like, there's survival gear in here, and there's rations, and a rudimentary transmitter and receive beacon, and the remains of a fusion generator. The fusion generator is absolutely on its last legs. It's providing the little bit of lighting that's happening in here, but you're pretty sure that if you turned anything else on, it would just die. And it's probably only got enough to keep these 2 little light bulbs on for another year or so.
All right. A survival shelter from people that like lived here at least more than full time, right? Like permanently or semi-permanently.
Actually, I think that the assumption you would get from doing this is that this was meant to be in case of emergency. The beacon was probably meant to call people here in the event that they crashed in the wilderness and needed to be able to survive, and then for them to be able to call for help.
Gotcha.
As a matter of fact, because you've lived in civilized areas, you would have heard of various different groups like the Travelers Aid Society setting up emergency shelters on less civilized planets just in case such an event happened. Obviously, Travelers Aid Society hasn't been out this way, but other organizations would have hit on the same idea.
All right. I almost want to bring a battery pack in here and try to get it to last longer than a year or make it a viable shelter again. But it's going to take a lot more than just a battery.
Yes, it could be rebuilt, but you'd have to fly here with like your ship and some supplies.
Right. Yeah, it would take a long time.
Do you take any of the supplies?
I think, yeah, I'm going to stock up on... We're already 7 days in, so I'm going to grab at least the supplies that we would need to replenish for those 7 days.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of anything else that would be in a survival shelter, other than like the radio and stuff like that. I don't know if we'd need it. It's probably a way older model than what we've got.
It is, but it's not necessarily a difference that matters. I mean, the beacon is... It would take a significant amount of your cargo space. It's not a like hand portable unit. It's like a desk.
Ah, gotcha. Big one.
Yeah. Actually looking for my equipment card stack and I don't see it. Maybe it's this one. It's just armor. Okay, so there's nothing specifically that you see that you're like, man, I really wish we had this.
Yeah, I mean, I can take a look around. I don't think I've done like a recon roll in here yet, but I'm trying to remember or think of anything. Are there like the M drive chips that we need? There's nothing like that in here, right?
No, there would be nothing like that in there.
Okay. Yeah, then other than rations and maybe like a refill on good coffee beans, if they're in here somewhere.
You know what? If coffee beans are your request, you find gourmet coffee beans from
no shit.
from like a long dead. It's like finding a fine French wine. It's from a long dead vintage. It's, supposed to be delectable, and it's been perfectly preserved.
Yeah, frozen. It's been nice. It's like ice wine, but it's iced coffee. All right, I'm gonna leave with my spoils. Try to get back to the caterpillar.
You get it back. You've explored the thing. Everybody's snoring when you get back in the machine, and about time for the next shift.
All right, I'm gonna wake up. Zane, I think, is next.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. You want a cup of coffee?
Yeah, yes.
Excellent. I found these very old beans. We'll drink together.
What do
I
you
found
mean you found beans?
I found they're magic beans. No, I found beans in this. Look out the dome. You'll see this like half buried old survival shelter there out there. And while everybody else is asleep, I kind of went in there, and there's like a basement. And it's got some survival gear in there. Well, less now. I took some rations to refill our pantry, and these beans I found them. They're delicious.
You know, like, who or like the survival shelter, like, did it look like it was used at all, or like we the first ones to like come across it?
Um, I mean, it's not really usable now. It's more like it was probably built by like an aid society, like Travelers Aid kind of does. But I don't know if you're familiar with like the old tundras of the old ice planets, but sometimes people would just like build a shelter out in the middle of nowhere, just kind of like help other people survive.
Sure, I mean, I was scout service before a doctor.
Oh yeah, you get it.
Did it look? I assume there was some sort of beacon or distress thing in there too.
Yeah, it was like the size of a desk. I was gonna get it, but I couldn't have hauled it out by myself. It's one of the big ones, that's a long range beacon kind of system. The generator in there is probably only gonna last another year, powering the two lights that it still has on. But if you want to, we can go in there with some battery packs or something and get that generator back up, and at least the survival shelter might save someone's life one day. Or we could
Uh,
just pillage,
if we go back in there, I'd say pillage. We're not fixing this and making it usable anytime soon. Not before another storm comes and buries it again.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I don't know what else there is to pillage in there though.
Looks like you grabbed a bunch of rations and everything. And did you grab water? Like we can refill.
There is water in there, but I didn't get it. I could go back.
I mean, if it's not dangerous, like remember we're going to pick up more people. Like the more rations and water that we have for the road back, the better.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Wow, this coffee is the tits. I'm gonna go right back in there.
Get some more. If anything, get some more coffee bean.
I'm gonna try to get water if I can. Refill more.
So there's tanks that are running the generator that have purified water in them. There's probably a snow collection unit at one point in time that was, bringing them in and melting them. But since the roof is all collapsed and shit, it's not working anymore. So it's solar power during the day and then running on that at night. But the water is definitely drinkable, so you could just pour it off into like jerry cans and bring it on board.
Yeah, water's
Yep.
good.
Any more beans?
Give me a D6.
Oh boy. Oh, that's 2d6. I didn't mean to grab it.
Doesn't matter. You rolled 6 on both of them. That was a waste of a roll. You
I
find
went from
you
snake eyes to fucking boxcars. That's ridiculous.
find 6 kilograms of.
Wow.
And understand the quality of this coffee. Like, it's going to be amazing to drink. But Zigzag is enough of a businessman to also know that it's probably about 1,000 credits a kilogram.
All
right, I'm gonna call this super rare iced coffee beans.
Make sure you mark its price. That way I don't have to remember.
Worth, sorry, you said 1,000 a kilo.
1,000 a kilogram. You found 6 kilograms in there, plus the one you brought back earlier.
Beautiful.
The one you brought back earlier, though, you're digging into that.
Yes, that's my stash. Nobody can have that except my friends.
I only make this coffee for my friends, none of whom are here.
6,000 credits of caffeinated treasure.
This is exciting. Good job taking the bait there, Ghost. I'm glad you got something valuable out of it.
I'll take that hook every time the GM provides one.
That's how you get a red lightsaber, gentlemen.
That is how you get a red lightsaber. And it'll talk to you, soothe you, and comfort you as you massacre those children. All right, so morning comes. No other events happen.
Hey guys, we've got to investigate this collapsed bunker. Where'd all this coffee come from?
Yeah.
We don't need
Go.
to go in there. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
now
went in
it's-
there last night.
Everybody's looking at Otto like, so a friend says back me up, and you say in the morning?
I thought we were.
Don't worry, supplies and water are restocked. We're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah. Who's driving?
I mean, you stocked a car all night, so
And we
This'll
drove
drive.
yesterday.
And I'll recon. Reese can drive.
Sounds good.
Get a recon one.
I got a 5 on drive.
Okay, so first thing you need to know is that today's weather is much milder than it was yesterday. Someone had a recon of 1. What's your drive modifier? Not a roll. What's your modifier?
For my drive modifier, I have a 0.
Oh, also, I want to reiterate, because I was listening to last session. A 0 is not a bad score. 0 means you are trained to do something. So if you say have a 0 in survival or steward, and we're talking about cooking something, you don't say, oh, that's just like opening a can of beans. You are trained in that skill if you have a 0. If you have a -3, that's when you're not trained, kind of deal. Just wanted to reiterate because there was a little bit of talk in the last session where you guys were like, oh my god, you sort of did that metagame thing where you're like, I have a 0, I shouldn't be rolling this dice. And in my head, I'm like, but you have training in that area and can make that roll and can do those things. And, when you're a 2, you're a world-renowned expert. So you don't need to be 2. So, like, driving the vehicle is 0. He's completely sufficient. Like, he knows how to drive the ATV. Just throwing that out there, because I know it's hard, especially coming from other systems, to think of a 0 as being a good score, but a lot of times it is. Okay, so we've got that there. There's no heavy snow falling. You're not driving at night. You guys got sleep last night, and we got a 1 in the recon. How does this go?
Yeah, are we day 9?
Yes, you are on your next day. Correct. Let's see. In what terrain? You're on plains terrain? Oh, you're good. You're fantastic even. Okay, so you guys can go ahead and do your full hours of unincidented travel.
Excellent.
It's not even bumpy.
Nope. I went through and did all your checks, and all the rolls came out pretty good that time.
Smooth sailing.
Kind of made sense because I had the storm die down a little bit for you to have your investigation last night. So.
Yeah.
Those were magic beans.
It's a huge beanstalk going up into the sky now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll let you get one more time. Okay, so you guys are there. I'm assuming at the edge of your range at the end of your 10-hour shift for the day.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I recommend we've been doing this all day, all night thing. Like, it's wearing on us, guys, and we've got ice in front of us unless we drive down this little snow patch here. I recommend, since the weather died down a little bit, that we pull out the tent and actually get a good night's sleep tonight.
Yeah, I was about to say, we're getting close.
Yeah, I'll definitely agree with that. I think that's a good idea.
Let's get survival rolls from whoever's setting up the tent and get camp set up. And I need a steward roll for whoever's doing the cooking.
I'll be doing the tent. If I can roll above a 4 today.
I'll be doing
6.
10 also.
I have profession cook, so I'll do that.
Sorry, profession cook does override others. And make very special meals.
Got an 8.
Got an 8 on survival.
Okay, tents up, meals are cooked. What did Zigzag make?
Coffee.
No, I would have looked at the rations that we picked up. Some meals ready to eat. Maybe some like Alfredo, but then I would have zhuzhed it up. We would have added some like bam kind of spices to it. And Zigzag has fun while he's in the kitchen.
Does Zigzag have survival?
He does.
If you want to, and you don't have to because this is mostly for flavor purposes, you can roll survival and say he can forage and see if anything around is edible.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, let's do that. Because I got a +1 in survival, so that is a 6. What's the characteristic for that? Intellect? That's even better. That's an 8.
Okay, so I'm gonna say you find one thing that is it's got to be like a berry or a small animal or something. You can actually find another one of those calamanders floating around. Ooh, better yet. You like burb. Everybody likes burb. A small flock of these birds have started to land on the vehicle. It's only like 4 or 5 of them. But if you want to, you guys can have chicken. Well, it's really more like eating pigeon, but Zigzag knows that there's a, he's going to call it chicken. He knows there's a stigma. These are really loud, raucous, as their name implies, bird. They make so much noise as they land on the vehicle. They also peck at all of the windows.
So you guys are putting the tent up, and one of them lands, and I look at it, and I go, "Have you guys ever had squaw?" And another one lands, and I go, "Hold on, I'm going to go get my stun gun." And then I come out whistling a couple hours later with the pot. No, not hours.
Yeah, we got it though. But yeah, that's all flavor. But you've encountered another species now. These things are really annoying. They're not really dangerous at all. As a matter of fact, the most aggravating part about them was all the noise they were making while they were being shot by stun guns. But a small flock of 4 of them managed to create such a ruckus that you're pretty sure people across the lake could hear you. Or sorry, across the ice here could hear you.
Loud as hell.
They're also very tasty.
Good stuff.
Kind of like duck.
That's the main thing.
All right. Everybody gets a good night's sleep. And assuming you guys aren't going to do shifts, you can just auto get your sleep.
Yeah, I don't think we need to do shifts, so.
It's now day 10, and the sun is rising over the horizon.
All right, guys, let's get up with 10 away before those birds come back.
Don't you guys want breakfast?
I mean, we can eat breakfast after I put 10 away. Because I don't want those birds to get in my way.
Yeah, I'll help you with the tent. Hopefully we can get some more of that good coffee.
It's survival to pull the tent down.
Woohoo! Best roll yet! 8.
That's a tent down.
9.
That's a tent really down.
Yoo-hoo!
All right.
We just did not want those birds to show up again. We did it quick.
What's your what's your plan? Who's driving? What are we doing?
I think it's my turn to drive.
Okay.
Zigzag in the bubble.
Okay. It's a +2 for the recon in the bubble.
0 for the drive.
We're gonna do the weather first. Not bad.
It's gonna snow!
Another mild day. All right, we got a 0 for the drive and a 1. No, it's a 2 for the bubble, right?
It is a 2 for the bubble.
Okay. All right. The 5 plus 2 is 7. For ice. All right. So go ahead and pick your path, and when you move 2 of your tiles, let me know.
Guys, you want me to go across the ice or down this little snow thing?
The ice is faster.
Indeed it is. Okie dokie, we're going to go here and then here for our 2 tiles. Two tiles moved.
Okay. Who is in the passenger seat of the vehicle? Not the driver's seat, not the bubble. Who's sitting in the passenger seat?
I'll be in the passenger seat.
The communications light illuminates, showing a potential active radio connection.
Slow her down, Zane. We got communication contact. I accept the call.
What does slowing down do?
I got a call here. Keep going. Keep driving.
It's not like it's a phone ringing. It just shows that there is a device you can call and connect to. But you could press the button to call.
I press the button to call.
Okay. You hear beep 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 as it attempts to do its connection. And after about 4 or 5 sequences of beeps, a female voice comes on and says, hello? Hello, is anyone there?
Is this Sarah?
Yeah, this is Sarah Tassa. Who's this?
This is Otto. We're glad you're there. Are you okay?
Dr. Otto. Oh my god. Oh, that must mean that Eagle and Katrin made it back and got help. That's amazing. We thought they were done for. Yeah, we're surviving at our camp right now. We had to shut down the droid to conserve power, but we're still here. I don't see a ship. Are you on your way?
We're coming in slow, and you have a location?
Well, we have a beacon broadcasting.
Yeah, we're headed their way. We'll be there.
Who's we?
We'll be there before. We'll be there in a couple of days. No, not a couple of days. We'll be there. I don't know how long that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 8 hours. Also, who is we?
It's my research team. Didn't Eagle and Katrin tell you about our situation?
No, we you didn't report back into the dean, and we were sent as a recovery.
Wait. Have you not seen Eagle and Katrin?
there was nobody at the downport, and we saw an emergency signal and thought, hoped it was you.
Well, that's not good. We had a couple of people from the base here with us. There was an incident, and they left in the air raft, and it was damaged. And we initially thought they went down, and then when we heard from you, we thought maybe they did make it back and call for help. Their names are Eagle and Katrin. They're probably out there somewhere.
We haven't seen a downed. You said you had a fly ship thing that's called
Air raft.
An air raft, yeah.
A fly ship thing. Jesus Christ.
It's a good thing he's not a doctor.
Right? Well, he almost completely glossed over that they're asking about these people that you have not seen or talked to or anything. So I guess you're gonna have to get here, and we'll show you the direction that they went to. And I hope they're still alive. When did you say you'd get here?
Uh, 8 to 12 hours, depending upon how slow we take it over the broken terrain.
Okay, well, try to get here sooner, obviously, rather than later, because I don't know how long Katrin and Eagle will be able to survive out in that, especially if they're injured.
How many people are with you right now?
It's just me and my team. There's 3 of us and a droid.
All right, we're coming in. See you in a little bit.
Yep. Hurry up. Thank you.
Did you hear that, Zigzag? She's still okay.
Hey, Otto. Are you sitting at our sensor station?
I am.
Hey, you wanna turn on radar and see if you can pick up anything? I doubt it, because the aircraft will probably not be flying at the moment, so radar wouldn't pick it up. But we haven't turned on the radar at all.
Yeah, I'll turn on the radar, see if anything pings.
Okay. You click the sensors on. There is no air raft to be discovered. However, with the readings you're getting back, it's very unlikely. Even if it were in the air, it'd be a hard target to spot. But if it's on the ground, as the message that you had talking to the camp implied, it'd be nearly impossible to detect.
Hopefully they've stayed warm.
Alrighty, well let's get there and at least get 3 people and a droid out. Just so we're all on the same page. We didn't tell her what happened to all the people at the downport.
No, but there wasn't an air raft there either. So, wasn't there a guy, I can't remember his name, but this is all above table. There was the guy that came in on the trader ship and was there for a little while. He was the one that made the EMP, right?
That's what we believe. We know that there is a dude man that came in, but we haven't verified his identity or purpose yet.
Oh,
I
thought we
remember
had a
correctly.
name.
Notes check.
I have a Genevieve subsidized merchant. And the Ataka Wasab. Those are names of ships, not people.
Maybe I just missed that. I got the ship names. I don't have a person name.
I can't find it either.
There's a reason for that.
Oh, okay.
That was not information that was provided.
Okay. So yeah, just again, so everybody's on the same page. She doesn't know what happened, nor do her two compatriots yet. So
I mean, they did say that they received a garbled distress signal, and that's when the air raft left. So they know
Yes.
they know something happened. But you're right; they don't have any idea what's happened at the starport. But since they know something happened, it's very likely that as soon as you show up, one of the initial questions is going to be,
oh yeah, I completely agree with you. Otto, that's all you. You could answer that one.
Yeah, I'm just gonna tell him what happened. I don't know. Is lying to them going to help us in some way?
Oh no, I don't think so. I just want to make sure that we're prepared for it, because we have the opportunity while we're driving to.
because you guys are talking while you're driving. Yes. Also, are you guys? So you guys get to finish your mileage for today. You only went 2 tiles, and you get to decide whether or not you're going to drive overnight to finish out the remainder of the journey.
Oh, my computer's going slow. Boop.
Well, she wanted us to hurry up. I think we could drive through the night.
Just realize if we're driving through the night, we're driving across broken ice.
Oh, broken terrain, yeah.
Specifically broken ice.
It's a
This one here.
it's
Oh, this one.
it's a very rough terrain.
Yeah, we got
Yeah, we'll be smart about it.
we got broken terrain or broken ice, depending on which way we go. Either way, we're not going that fast, and we won't be able to see things. We can always call her and tell her back and tell her what's going on. So, like,
yep.
So I recommend we get on the phone with her and let her know that hey, we've gotten to the edge of the terrain, but it's not safe for us to plow through. So if she can last the night, then we last the night. If she can't, then we go. Just my recommendations, Otto.
Boop, 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 boop.
Hello?
Back on the phone.
You guys here yet?
No, there's substantial. The terrain's real tough. Do you want us to plow through, or can you make it another night and we'll be there late afternoon tomorrow?
Plow through. You guys are on a ground vehicle?
Yes.
Oh wow. Oh wow. You must have been out here for days. I thought you were in some sort of G vehicle or ship. Or air raft. Yeah, we flew out here just for that reason. You're gonna need to take it really slow on that broken terrain. It'll swallow an ATV. We've been stretching our rations. I'm not saying it's gonna be comfortable, but we can absolutely last another day. I'm not worried about us. I'm worried about Eagle and Katrin. I mean, it's a canvas top air raft, and if they've crash landed in this terrain. Like, don't get me wrong, Eagle was an asshole, but he doesn't deserve to die.
Yeah, sleep tight. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm sorry about Eagle.
Oh, so you're just writing him off then?
No,
Great.
no.
Like, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Take your time. And she hangs up the phone.
And then I look into everybody else's. Thumbs up? No. Oh, fuck.
We can't save anybody if we all die.
All right, rest up. That seems like the broken train tomorrow is going to be real tough.
Roger. Sleeping.
Okay. You guys set up the tent?
Yep, I'm gonna set up the tent. I'm gonna roll higher than a 7 this time. Woohoo! Positivity 10.
You did, in fact, do that.
Hey, got an 8 on the survival there for the tent, so.
Excellent. You still don't have any more snow lights. See how much better you're doing this time? What kind of food does Zigzag make this time?
Well, we had like the chicken. I think we're gonna go with like a red meat this time.
Prepackaged Spam for everybody.
Yep.
They're the best Spam kebabs any of you have ever had.
Yes, Spam kebab.
He does Spam and pineapple on one of them, and for whatever reason, John Reese as a character really, really likes him. It's almost like there's this holdover from some other character that's washing into his soul.
Yeah, geez, I just getting this like feeling of like deja vu for some reason, but this is good.
What if it were on pizza?
Oh man, that'd be even better. Hold on, I got an idea. I gotta do some pizza. We gotta try that next time.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
So morning rolls around. You guys pack up the tent. Just give me alternating. Well, let's do a task chain. Give me a perception from whoever's in the bubble and a drive check from whoever's driving.
I'll drive.
I can bubble one more time.
You did it yesterday. Can I help?
Well,
you?
then you do it.
Yep.
Okay.
It is you guys' turn.
Recon is a 9.
Okay, it's +1 to the drive check.
John, that's you.
Oh, I thought Zane said he was doing it. Okay, never mind. Let me
Yeah,
go
but
do that.
then we swapped out.
Yeah, we gotta keep.
Oh,
everybody
okie
fresh.
dokie. So we have a 10, not including the 1, but so that's 11.
All right, you guys are gonna make it to the camp. I gotta move some things around. Caw, Toki. Okay.
I don't think caw and tookie are gonna work.
You are so.
And tonight we keep hitting the radio station.
Yeah. It's a good movie.
Weird radio.
That's one of those movies that, like, as an adult, I don't think I would have liked it as much, but because we grew up with it, it's such a big part of it. Like, it's
That movie slaps, dude. That movie, it still holds up. All the acting's fantastic.
it is funny as shit to me, but I do wonder if it's just because we, like, quote from it so much.
Ira. Oh my god. I do that while I walk behind people.
I mean, every once in a while, I'll say the caca tookie thing at work for various different reasons. Then every once in a great while, someone will turn around and be like, I know what movie that's from.
My kid fell and scraped his leg the other day, and I'll be like, take it! Take the leg!
Or what flavor ice cream? Doesn't matter.
It's for my ass.
All right. Where's this token? Jeep. Did I roll that up accidentally? Thought I moved it.
If you guys were if you didn't know what movie we're talking about, it's Evolution. You should go watch it.
I'll have to check it out. I was just listening to you guys. I'm like, okay, well, I'm sure they'll tell me what the name of it is.
It's Evolution. It's David Duchovny.
We've actually, I thought we'd had that conversation before, though, Dubs. But yeah, it's
I don't think so, but I'll have to check it out.
it's a good movie. It's hilarious. All right, you guys roll up and you come to a makeshift camp. A break-wind barrier has been made out of, basically, they've cut down machete style as many brambles and stuff they had and made a fortified wall. The back wall is a set of sheer cliffs, and they've made this little nook area to enclose their camp. And you roll up on 3 human survivors, and there is a disabled load lifter droid that is sitting next to one of the tents. Find the
it comes to a stop. All right, guys, let's go.
Zigzag rushes out.
Sarah, it's so good to see you.
Oh, Dr. Zigzag. It's good to see you. I guess you guys won our little competition, but you know what? Right now, I'll take surviving as a consolation prize. Although there is an ancient civilization that was once here. With everything that's going on, I haven't been able to do too much active research, but it's not Droyan. So.
Oh, but what have you discovered? It's probably not the right time, but you'll have to tell me about your discoveries.
I mean, you two are professors, so I feel like you just fall into the, like, even in this scenario, she's like, it's an ancient clan of what we think are primitive Aslan, but their presence here predates Aslan mastering FTL travel.
Oh, goodness.
And we are obviously very, very far away from the Aslan homeworld.
Wow, so this might not have been an ice ball the whole time. This is fantastic news.
It may have been an ice ball the whole time. We're just not sure how they were transplanted here. It certainly isn't their ideal living condition. Anyway, Aaron and Katrin. So when the garbled distress signal came through, they wanted to immediately run back and rescue their friends, and we didn't want to, and there was a little bit of an argument, and Eagle and Katrin got into the air raft, and Eagle was in such a hurry to leave that he actually rammed up against some of these rocks in his haste to take off, and then we saw him spin out, and she points off to the west. She's like, somewhere in that direction, we were pretty sure he'd went down. And I mean, honestly, we were preparing for the worst here. We didn't think anybody was coming. But if the
Caterpillar, we'll go west. We'll find them.
okay, that's a great idea. Let's go ahead and get all of our scientific findings packed up, guys. We gotta at least try to salvage the lab results real quick. Then everyone get loaded up. Ghost is like, we'll take the table, we'll take this.
Look, these are burnable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put it back. But yeah, let's get you packed up. Sarah, is anybody else? You guys help too. Come on.
She's like, you know what? We've got enough power left in load lifter droid. We'll get him to help take a little bit of lab equipment and the hard drives and put it in your cargo bay. And I'm pretty sure the load lifter will fit in your cargo bay too. I'm trying to look at the cargo bay real quick. Cargo.
Yeah, PC load letter. You can fit back there.
Yeah. So yeah. So these guys are gonna do some. These guys are gonna do some loading up. You guys don't want to explore the camp or do anything else? They're doing that?
No. Hey, Sarah, are any of you guys like feeling any medical issues? Like, do you guys, like, fully trained doctor here if you need me to take a look at anything?
I mean,
Are you hungry?
she's like, we've been stretching our rations with berries and roots we've found locally. She offers you a cup of a very thin soup that has obviously been the rations they've been making. And as a doctor, you don't even have to roll. Malnutrition is already going to be an issue. Plus, whatever toxins are in those roots, like, they might be edible or they might be slowly killing them.
Yeah, once we get on the road, if you guys are willing, I would like to take a look at you guys and give you a quick checkup and get you back healthy and not just like let Zigzag give you all of his amazing food at one point, because we don't want to injure you with that. If you're willing.
Yeah, whatever. Let's get the notes and get everything back to civilization. We're just so happy that we're gonna make it out of here. The guys load up the stuff, and you guys start heading west.
I'm gonna lean over to Otto and be like, "Hey, you gonna tell him?"
That we're looking for a downed ship to try to get the M drive components so that we can leave the planet.
Or the
No,
reason
no.
why that ship left in the first
I was
place.
about to say, no, that's not what he's implying.
Got it.
The thing that you said you were gonna tell them the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Yeah. Well, they didn't. They said garbled distress symbol. Okay. So where's everybody? Okay. We made it to the table. Where everybody's around the camp. All right. I have
We can
things
talk
in
while we
this-
drive.
Yeah, driving and talking. Can we all fit in here?
Not comfortably. So, let me get the stats sheet out here. So realistically, you can fit a good number of these people here, but it's going to be very crowded. I like our plan here to just go ahead and put everybody in the seats that they're in.
I recommend that I don't do the driving, so I can do the medicaling.
Okay.
All right. This has some kind of
Good enough.
some kind of looking at sensors. We're driving away. We're going west, looking for any sign of a downed ship. And I'm going, all right, so good news, bad news. Good news, you're in our ship with us. We have rations. We're gonna make it back to the drop point. Bad news, when we got here, there was nobody alive at the drop point, and our ship was booby trapped and taken out of the sky, and we can't use our M drives. What do you know about the Eagle and Katrin?
I know that they're part of the starport facility. They drove us out here and are on hand for us to use the air raft to explore the ruins. I know Eagle's quite grumpy. Him and Katrin are an item. Katrin's quite a bit more pleasant than he is.
Did of the people that you dealt with at the starport, was one of them new?
I have no idea what you're talking about. We spent very little time at the starport. We, rented the services of the air raft and flew out here.
How many people were there? So I'm trying to figure out. You said there was a garbled emergency thing, and then Eagle had to leave real fast, and he smashed his thing on the way back. Whoever Eagle was trying to save at the starport wasn't there. We found 3 dead bodies. I don't know if we ever identified them, but we're trying to get off the world.
You're trying to get off the world? All right, hold up. First off, everybody at the starport's dead. Is that what you said? And you think Eagle made it there? There's no way he could have made it all the way there and then back.
No, I think I'm hoping we can find the down ship so we can get some M drive regulators. If not, there's other things we got to figure out. I think that the people that Eagle was leaving to save, I don't think they're alive anymore.
Okay. Now, this conversation, it has to be happening so that everybody can hear it, because obviously you all are crammed into this vessel. You're close enough quarters that there's definitely going to be some looks between the members of the party, and they're like, okay, that's terrifying. Let's loop back to the part where you're trying to get off the planet. You didn't come to get us in your ship after finding that?
Yeah, our ship is currently grounded. We don't have any M drive regulators.
Governors. Close enough.
Governors.
There was an EMP trap.
It was an EMP trap. And the young woman, what is her name? Tina is like, the engineer lady, she was working on some sort of EMP mine cutout for the starport in the event of an emergency.
The engineer lady?
Yeah, the engineer for the base. We chatted a little bit. It's like an emergency measure to ground ships in the event of a pirate attack. or if you're trying to keep a hostile ship from leaving.
Right. Somebody used that to ground our ship.
Well, that doesn't seem like what it would be used for. Why would they want to ground your ship? Especially since you just said they were all dead.
Yes, that was quite a mystery. We thought it was this newest addition to the downport. Some man that got off of a trader ship and had been staying with the downport crew. We didn't have a name for him, though.
Okay, well. I'm pretty sure, Tina says, that the engineer was working on some sort of special EMP that sounds like it would have done what you were talking about. If that is the case, we should be able to salvage enough Gravlift governors to get your ship in the air. We'll be limping, but we should be able to do that and get home. Just weird. I don't understand who would attack or why. This is just a scientific research outpost. There's nothing here. Oh man. And if Eagle and Catcher didn't make it back there, they're almost certainly somewhere out in this broken ice field.
Well, you said in a western direction, right? We should still try to find them.
Absolutely. We received a emergency transmission right as soon as they left. And we're on the right bearing.
Mathematically, how far could they have gotten? 10 miles?
I don't think you don't need to worry too much about that. I mean, okay. The very next thing that's going to happen is you guys are going to detect an emergency beacon.
Roger.
So, narratively, you guys are still moving west, and you detect a beacon. And you guys can give me a drive check to head towards it.
I got a beacon.
Drive check is a 4.
Okay, a 4 is not great. Okay, so the ATV is moving along. Now, happen. Okay, the ATV is moving along when suddenly it falls into another one of those holes, another one of those tunnel holes. And this time, as it falls into the tunnel hole, it's for a brief moment, as the wheels sink in, they latch onto something, and it's drug about 50 yards in the direction of the tunnel. Snow rips up the ATV is moving sideways at about 20 miles an hour, and snow's billowing up over the side. The thing rocks back and forth, and then it lurches and falls halfway down into this meter-long tunnel hole, but now you've ripped a hole through the top of about a 50-yard stretch. And as you look out the side that you were drug in the direction of, there is this steam plume that's just moving. It's geysering up above the snow, moving away from the ATV.
Oh my gosh! Did you guys see that? I mean, there's this plume thing. You guys okay?
That's the steam. That's the steam that I was talking about. Whatever is creating these tunnel things.
Get us out of this hole.
Everybody okay?
Yeah, we need to get out of this hole.
All right, we're getting out of the hole.
That's pretty disconcerting, but man, didn't we get pictures of that? You hear Sarah's like all scientific. She's like, I wanna get photographs of that.
You haven't seen these tunnel things?
No, whatever that was, that's the first time we've encountered it.
All I know, that thing was big enough to drag us this whole ATV. I kind of, we're on a rescue mission here. I don't know if I want to go off and take a look or investigate those things.
Get us out of the hole.
All right, we're gonna
you
start.
concentrate on getting us out of the hole. Yeah, we got to be
Sounds
able
good.
to move.
Okay, well, we're gonna slam this thing into reverse, and we're gonna try and back out of the hole.
I love the slam this thing into reverse part. Let's roll for that. Oh man, that's very successful.
And a 12.
All right, so you rock this thing back and forth and start heading back towards the beacon. You eventually come across an ice cave. At the mouth of the ice cave is a wrecked air raft with a canvas top. And inside, just inside where the air raft is, you see a firelight. I need something to represent the air raft. I'm going to use your car, even though it's not an air raft. Actually, no, I'll use this. Still not the right thing, but we're going to put it there. So, like, there's a air raft. Wait, I might actually have it. Nope, maybe I don't. It's very surprising. Ah, here we go. Oh. No, shit. God damn it. Hold on, guys. That'll have to do. Alright. Wrecked air raft. Mouth of a cave.
Firelight coming from the cave.
There would be a little bit of dim light coming from the cave, yeah. So you guys are gonna pull up to it? Don't everybody jump up and do anything at once. That's, you know.
No, we're gonna definitely pull up to it. We're gonna get close to it and get over to where they're at.
Sarah, how long ago did you say that they left the camp?
Rex, that better be a very important question for something. I now have to sit here and do math.
I mean, it's been since we landed, right?
It's been before you landed.
Oh, before we landed.
Way before you landed.
Yeah.
It's a medical question for what I need to bring with me to go check on the medical status of these possibly freezing, hypothermia, many other medical conditions that could come from malnutrition, like preparing myself for the task of saving 2 individuals from giant freezing.
Since you have
wastelands.
a surgical kit that fits in your backpack, I can't imagine why you wouldn't just bring everything every time.
I mean, I am. I just like a mindset thing. So I yes, I'm bringing all the things.
Okay. You guys pull right up to the entrance of the cave, and then people are piling out who are going in the cave.
Yeah.
I'm going towards the air raft.
Grab your gear. We're gonna check out the air raft first.
Not first. You guys take care of the humans. I've got my my gear. I'm going towards the grav stuff that we need.
All right then. Who's I'm following? I'll go first. Zane on my 6. That's what I say in the military, right?
Something like that.
Flashlight, and I start walking into a cave.
Okay. The back of the air raft has cables coming out of it, and there's a makeshift heater, like a portable heater, and a whatever it's called, the ration bar maker that makes food pulp, running in the cave. The air raft has been heated up and thawed so many times it is actually frozen to the ice, like it's embedded in the ice. It is also not in a flyable state. The damage from the impact is pretty obvious. And it's a minor miracle that Eagle managed to set this thing down in the mouth of this cave. Also, upon approach, Katrin sits up immediately and shines her flashlight, seeing people coming. It's like, oh my god, there's people. Eagle, on the other hand, just groans. He can barely move. He is obviously badly injured. And he's like, there's something outside, and Katrin's like, yeah, they managed to drive right up here. I heard it moving around. So something that moves under the snow, or we would have tried to walk back to the camp.
This is Dr. Zane. He's going to look at you. You're Eagle. You said there's something under the snow?
So you're asking that to Eagle?
To Katrin.
Okay. Katrin is a little distraught, but she's like, yes, I mean, I watched you just now run into it, like with my electro binoculars. I saw something cause it to shake, and then I saw your ATV pull up. So yes, there's something under the snow.
Yeah, it dragged us real fast. It makes tunnels there. Yeah. Is that all you know about it? Or have you seen it more than just knowing that it's under the snow?
I mean, every time we've tried to leave, it's been out there, and we've decided to stay in the cave. But yes, that's what I know.
All right. Are you feeling okay?
Otto, I'll take care of the medical stuff if you want to go let everybody outside the cave know what we just found out, and they should all be on some sort of alert and ready to move, like as fast as we can get these two into the ATV.
Otto,
Right.
Otto, Katrin is like she's trying to stand, but you notice she's having trouble standing. She definitely looks like she is suffering from at least hypothermia and malnutrition. Eagle's in much worse shape. He basically his eyes are rolling up at the back of his head and losing consciousness. I'm only pointing it out because if you just run away from Katrin right now, she's almost certainly going to collapse.
I'm going to help her sit back down, and then I'm going to jog out of the cave, telling everybody to watch out.
And get us some assistance with helping these two.
Okay.
Like Sarah and all of them can help. Yeah, sorry.
I'm just Zane. What you're seeing is Eagle has fractured ribs, a broken arm, a broken leg. The broken leg is a compound fracture. It's a minor miracle he's still alive. And like he's on top of being incredibly busted up, he also is suffering from the same malnutrition issues that Katrin. Honestly, it looks a little worse. Probably it might be because he's injured. It might be because he was refusing, to eat up all the rations, because he was like, he seems pretty rough in nature. But he's losing consciousness. Like it's almost like you showed up and he's like, oh good, I can pass out now.
Well, we're gonna commence triaging Eagle then. And while talking to, triaging Eagle and stabilizing him while talking to Katrin and keeping her calm while I wait for Otto to get some assistance in here so I can get them stabilized and get them on the ATV.
Otto sprinted out of the end of the cave, and he's happing on the windows. He says, Sarah, Mike, we need you to help. The Eagle and Katrin are still alive. They're in the cave. They're not in good shape, and we need you there helping them as soon as possible. I'm going to help Zigzag get what he can off of the air raft. Reese, you stay on the sensors and make sure, see what you can see. There's the thing that we hit in the ice is under the ice, and it's we're be aware.
Okay, Tina's already with Zigzag at the air raft. Mike and Sarah will come help. They're not doctors. They have no training whatsoever, but they can lift people. Like,
Bet.
They're both at -3s for pretty much anything that Zane would need.
No, they're there just to help me move them and things like that, not like actually help do medical stuff.
Yep, but they are, they're eager to help. So Zigzag, you've walked up to the air raft. That was your priority, right?
Yeah, you said it was kind of frozen, and is it even possible to get to the parts that we need
Possible? Yes, absolutely.
quickly?
Quickly, no. Well,
No.
well. So Tina's a professional scavenger. She's a shipbreaker. That was her original
Okay.
life. So I imagine she could get some of them out quickly. So you guys are going to want to have that conversation, I guess, because she's going to be like, if you don't mind destroying half of them, we can just take a laser torch and cut this section of the aircraft out and shove it in the cargo bay and then meticulously take what we need out later. But we're going to lose half the governor ships doing that.
I'm okay with a quick and messy botch job. I don't want to be out here any longer, especially if something's crawling under the ice.
She's like, okay. She pulls out a pair of plasma cutters. One of them is a small, dainty little precision model, and the other is a big, I'm going to rip a ship in half model. And she hands you the dainty one, which is, roughly your size. Is like, okay, you need to cut here, here, and here, and we're gonna pull this whole back of the air raft out like it's a drawer. And she starts cutting the floor out of the thing. She's like catching the canvas and the seats on fire. She's cutting right through everything. Give me any type of mechanicals or engineering check you want to give to like facilitate you doing this. It doesn't have to be super good because it's kind of a quick, cut job.
I got an 8 total.
All right, good enough not to hinder the experience, so that's good. All right, who hasn't gone yet? Dubs, what's John doing?
So I am in the drive seat. I'm actually going kind of sit over to where the sensors station is at, and I've got both active sensors rolling right now. I'm trying to do any type of a radar check to see if there's any movement around us. I'm also using the cameras along with the windows to actually look out in the horizon to see if I see any movement.
Okay, give me a perception check for the looking out the windows. Radar isn't going to be very helpful here.
Thermals for steam.
Got a 9.
Okay, you do see plumes of steam running in a circle sort of around. Like, it looks like it can move freely through the snow and ice, but you're on like a rocky substrate right here, and it can't seem to burrow through rock. Whatever it is, it's burrowing through the ice and the snow pretty readily. The problem is it also seems to be creating a barrier.
I think, guys, I think it might be trying to corner us in our area right here. It is. I can see the steam plumes in the distance kind of going around. We're kind of safe in this area because we're on rock right now, but I'm kind of concerned that it's kind of maybe trapping us in.
Whatever it is, it's smart.
Yes. It doesn't look like it can get to us in our current position right now, based off of the ground that we're in. Like, it can move in the snow and stuff, but not on this rock. So it looks like we do have a little bit of time to make sure that everybody's okay and loaded up correctly.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say we've got time to load it up correctly. Otherwise, they would have eaten the two of them already.
I was initially thinking we scared the thing away since it was kind of running away from us, but I don't know if it was actually scared.
Well, you guys keep thinking away around while I finish medically stabilizing these two.
I'll keep watching out the windows and using the camera systems to see if I see any new developments going on. I'll let you guys know.
Okay. I'm gonna continue doing the triage on Eagle and Katrin. Would you
So
like?
I'd like to know what you guys' long-term plan is. Also, Katrin's just been laid down on the ice. You got Mike and Sarah here. Also, you have Zigzag very rapidly cutting this air raft apart with Tina.
I try and get get the injured on the ATV, as soon as we could, just to get them warmed up and everything like that. But yeah, and I don't know if we have anything to defend ourselves, any technology or weapons or anything like that. I don't know anything about these. I don't know what you know this creature is, but whatever we can do to try and protect or defend ourselves.
Okay. As far as the medical bit, Sarah, can you uh go over to Katrin, keep her calm, and keep her talking and conscious? Mike, can you go? We have some spare survival gear like coats and whatnot, and the AT can go grab them so we can bundle these two up and keep them get them warmed up. And I'm gonna start looking into the placing the broken arms and legs and compound fractures to get Eagle to a place that he can be moved. Or into.
They go forth and do that. Sarah starts talking, comforting Katrin. Manages to calm her down a bit. Zane, you hear their conversation turn a little bit as Katrin's like, why are these people here? What happened at the base? Why are, basically she's like, where are my friends? That's their ATV, and they're strangers here. What's going on? And she's sounding like she's coming out of her shock state and going into more of a, who are these people, like suspicious state.
Is Sarah providing her any information?
Sarah's dodging the question of what happened at the starport, but she does say, these are friends of mine that came to rescue me because I hadn't reported in. And let me see real quick. Since it's NPC on NPC, I'll just do a straight roll. Yeah, I mean, Katrin doesn't push the issue. She's still in too much of a shock state to really be forceful about getting the answers. But you definitely get the impression, A, that she's a little suspicious of you guys, and B, that she's probably not going to take the news well when she finds out what happened.
Is Eagle still conscious at all, or is he just totally passed out?
He's 100% passed out. You feel like he was holding on to consciousness strictly for Katrin, and as soon as there was someone there, it's almost like he let go.
Roger.
If you guys are putting them inside, let's go ahead and figure out on this map over here of the ATV where we're going to be putting them. Because we now have to also figure out how everyone fits. Also because not everybody fits. There's two Dr. Ottos.
Yeah, Otto was, he ran inside. I was standing on the top of that wall. Everybody else is gone. I'm trying to investigate to see if there's a path that I can decipher that is more rocks than it is ice, to see if there's a easy way to run away from the ice thing.
Tina, I need your help real quick with the PC load letter droid.
Okay. What do we need?
Well, I have these hooch bottles and a fever dream. I'm going to attach, using very thick axle grease from the caterpillar, my hooch bottles to the droid. And then we are going to command the droid to walk in an easternly direction straight out towards whatever is under the ice, while we drive very, very quickly in a southwesterly direction and use this thing as bait. The hooch bottles are flammable, and so whatever grabs it may be damaged slightly by them. That's the idea. Do you think you can help?
Before we do that, just recognize this thing. I don't think we're gonna necessarily outrun this thing. We're in a giant ATV, and that thing, like, we've run into its tunnels throughout this entire area. So I don't know. There may be more of them. We may not outrun it. I like the concept of the idea, though. I think that we might need a little more than just distract it with the robot. That may give us a start, but
Tina's like, I'd hate to lose the droid, but I understand this is a survival scenario. I could rig those bottles to explode on a detonator if you wanted to.
That will help, yes.
I don't know what draws this thing in. We hadn't seen it up until this point. I don't know if it's attracted to motion or sound or heat or what. Or if it's just blind chance, although it obviously has detected something in this area because look, it's basically stalking us.
Yes, and we have reason to believe that it hunts these little lizard creatures that are around. So that's a good point, though. We should do maybe some research onto whatever it is first. I'm just trying to be prepared, and having the bot is actually less helpful. It takes up a lot of room. We could actually put somebody back there.
No, you can't. It
we
fits in the cargo bay because it folds into a box. That is not that's not a place for a person.
Well, never mind that point, but all the other points are still valid.
and once the two of them are safe and recovering in the ATV, go on top of the ATV and watch this guy from a biology standpoint and seeing if I can see any patterns to what it's doing, and relate it to any like other creatures. Maybe get some idea of what it's doing or how we can counteract what it's doing.
So I don't think that you will understand the depth of Eagle's medical injuries. If you try to do that, like, he needs hours worth of your explicit medical attention to live.
Then I'm not going anywhere.
Like, he has an infected compound fracture in his leg, like multiple ribs broken that have punctured internal organs. He really needs a surgical suite. So, like, I don't think you're going anywhere unless you want to sacrifice him, which might not go over very well with everyone else.
No, I'm not going anywhere. You are correct. I did not. Yes, I'm going to be here. I can talk to you about stuff, but I'm doing nothing except keeping him alive.
But you can roll your medical checks. Like, you can roll your surgical checks to see, because I believe your back allows you to do surgery in the field.
Yes.
So I think that you can do this surgery in the bed in the ATV.
Yes.
Everyone's going to have to watch, but you can do it.
Got it. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to flip through the book for a second and make sure I get my rules straight for surgery, and then I will make rolls for it.
Okay. We're going to do it a little narratively too, so you go ahead and do that and let me know how your parts go and all. There is one decision you need to make. I'm going to have you roll specifically for his leg to see whether or not you have to amputate it.
Roger.
Okay. But that is a good idea if someone else wanted to, saying.
I did not press my talk button, but when my guy was out here, I said, hey, I'm standing on top of the ATV trying to discern some kind of pattern of how this worm creature is digging around in the ice.
Oh, I heard you say...
Rex said that.
I heard you say you were looking... Earlier, I heard you say you were looking for a path out that was easier. But yeah, you can still be doing that. What kind of scientific skills do you have?
can investigate it, I can robot assist it, or I can profession robot assist, or I can recon it.
Okay. That's probably not going to give you exactly what you want from a biology perspective, but I'll still let you roll perception. You can probably deduce something from that. You know what? Go ahead and give me an investigate. Maybe you can deduce something about how it hunts just by observing it.
I got some rocks. I'm throwing the rocks out to see if it's going towards the sounds or not.
Also, you're walking up to the edge of like the rocky area because like let's just face it, you're not athletic enough to chuck it that far out.
Yeah, I'm walking on the rocks trying to get as close as possible. I rolled a 10. I have a 1 in investigate and a 2 in intelligence for it.
Oh, yeah.
13.
Good. That's real good. Okay. Yes, it does appear to be attracted by large heat signatures or sound waves, but also, you've rolled so good, we'll say that it bumps up against a piece of rock, and some rocks fall and make a really loud crash as they come down, and it veers instinctually away from the loud noise. But it does seem to be drawn to heat.
I walk back to the thing after watching it run away from big sounds and go, hey, guys, if we make a big enough sound, I don't know, those were rocks falling. Maybe huge sound. I think it likes heat more than it likes sounds.
So what you're saying is if we catch the robot on fire, the thing will be attracted to it?
Yes, that's what I believe right now.
Does anybody have any ideas on how to generate loud noises?
I mean, we've got a bulldozer on the front of a car. If we have some kind of circular motion generator, we can just tie that to like some kind of metal, and it just clinks on the dozer front part.
So it's more attracted to the heat than it is to the sounds. Like you said, it was the sounds kind of scared it away, huh?
Yeah, a bunch of rocks fell, and it the steam went the other way.
Hey. Maybe this ATV is loud enough to scare it away. Maybe, I don't know.
Hey guys, while I'm taking care of this, have you looked at our sensors? Like, this thing's a boat. Like, do we have any sonar capabilities? Because all sonar is a really loud sound, which does indeed go through ground to a certain extent.
Oh yeah, I've heard if you turn the sonar on a submarine while someone's diving, it'll just kill them.
I'm going to stop for a metagame moment. That was one of the solutions in the book that I read and said my players will never think of that.
You forget who one of your players is.
It makes perfect sense, and I thank you for being the one to do it. But I read that and I'm like, no, they're not going to figure that out.
Also, we don't need to kill the robot. Like, we can have the robot shuffle its way out there, or something super small and agile, and just put enough of your little fire bombs out there and light a big giant fire, and then hightail it back to the vehicle, and we go the other way with sonar screaming.
Ah, okay. So, Otto, would you be able to make something agile?
There's nothing more agile than you, Zigzag.
I don't like the way that you're looking at me.
Good thing I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at Eagle.
Looking at a compound fracture. Everyone else is kind of trying not to watch it, but also just a little bit intrigued.
Mike Coleman seems to have one of those like he's looking at he's not averting his eyes from the graphic nature of what's going on over there, but he also seems like he's like, that's a dead man. Like He's everyone's else like, oh, it'll be all right, catch blah blah. And Mike's like, nah, he's fucking dead. There's no way. Tina's worried about her robot. She's trying to hide it though. Like she understands the logic of the idea of sending the robot out there and that it isn't a living being, but also she's quite fond of it. Like, and you can tell, even though she's not saying anything.
Otto also has never said anything about sacrificing a robot. Every time Zigzag mentions it, he kind of winces.
So you would rather me go out there than some battery operated thing?
Tina wouldn't say that. She'd be like, I didn't say that. I understand. Just, I built him.
Yeah, it sucks. I get it.
It's all fine. It's fine. He can do it. I can make him do it.
Are there any extra servos in the air raft?
We only got to save half of them, so we need them all for the ship.
Yeah, I just like there's a steering wheel or something that you tie servo with some kind of thing that keeps it balanced to have like a little tire, and then the tire just then has a remotely connected firebomb on it. It's got to go in one direction. It would be crude and it would be gross, but it wouldn't be a full robot.
If you think you can build it.
I have to go back out to the air raft to see how many parts are available.
So there aren't a ton of moving servo parts on the air raft, but for what you're looking for, I imagine you could find something that would fit the bill. Maybe there's like an air conditioner compressor or something in there. So you find something that would fit the bill. The tire is actually a bigger ask than the servo is.
I mean, it just needs to be circular. There's some extra leftover air raft material. I was thinking more like something that pushes a sled. Heck, we could push a sled really hard and have the sled just slide over top of the ice. We don't even need a robot to do that. That's just a combined strength. Push on a sled, and then the sled explodes as we drive the other way.
Make a pulse jet.
All right, who's going to engineer these parts together?
Me, please.
Okay.
If that's robotics versus mechanics.
If you go with the I'm making a little roly-poly, I will allow robotics. I think that's close enough to a robotic locomotion. But if you're making something like a pulse jet or a missile, or you're pushing off with the sled, that's a mechanics.
I wanted a roly-poly in the first place. Talk myself down from it. Make me a roly-poly.
How many of the hooch bottles are you going to use for this?
I only have 4 total. I will give you 2 if you... Because we're not using the robot anymore. My plan was to use 2 for the robot. You can have these 2.
Thank you. Uh, 7 plus 1 plus 1 for a 9. Unless it's intelligence, then it's a 10.
Okay, now let me ask you something. You said it goes out there and explodes. Is that how you actually intended for it to work? Or is it going to start a fire?
It's going to start a fire.
Okay.
Because it needs to have heat so we can go the other way.
Okay. That's a success. So you build a thing. Your little rudimentary robot's ready. You just gotta point it the direction you want and pull the trigger.
Goodbye, Boomba.
Boomba.
All right, now it's down to the doctor. How stable is Eagle?
That would have taken you 1d6 times 10 minutes to make. Maybe 1d6 times an hour because you're out here in the middle.
That was a 5.
Okay, so we're going to say it takes 5 hours for you to finish making it. So that's 5 hours worth of surgical medical treatment that the doctor can apply to Eagle. Zane, how is that going?
So, after reading all the things, I can indeed do the surgery. I am at -2 just by the nature of what it is. So, depending on what the difficulty level of the roll is, we'll see. But -2 because of the surgery and whatnot, and difficulty is up to your choosing, sir. But let's see what the roll is. Man, I can't roll worth crap today. But even with all my amazing medical skills, it's still a 7 with the -2.
Okay, that's a fail by 1. You may push the roll if you would like.
Let's do it.
Okay, there will be consequences if you fail this.
Luckily, that's an 8.
Okay, give me one more medical roll without your negative to determine whether or not, as part of the solution, whether or not you can save Eagle's leg.
Without the negative?
Yep, without the negative.
13.
All right, so you actually managed to do all this, and any other doctor would have just gotten the hacksaw out. But you're like, no, this guy's going to walk of his own volition again. And you pull off some pretty amazing medical stuff. Eagle is resting comfortably, and he is in stable condition at the end of the 5 hours. He's not healed, he's not up on his feet, but he's going to make it.
Zigzag, can I have some coffee now?
Oh, yeah, sure. This is the special brew.
On that note, I have to step away real quick.
Okay.
I might as well make food for everybody. And we're going to at least have one good meal together before
we die.
Whatever this is, yeah.
He walked away right as he did his big moment, too.
This is Raucous Bird Stew. Everybody eat up. You need your strength.
Man, this tastes like duck. It's amazing.
We found them just peeking out at us, but they're very loud.
Yeah, it's almost like it's a defense mechanism for things that like to eat big flocks of animals.
Oh, they're super loud. We could grab a bunch of them, put them in a net, and then just fly them like they're a large balloon off the front of the caterpillar.
Tookie.
Yeah, caca, 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 caca. Yep, that's how I would have done it. Use the birds.
Instead, we ate them.
We could get some more.
Yeah. Turns out they eat crystal ice, too.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Perfect. Beautiful circle of life.
Trying to give Rex a chance to get back. But we charge off.
Yeah, what did Thodubs do in the last 5 hours?
I've been staring at that awesome surgery, man. He has saved that leg. Also been trying to watch out there and see if that thing can kind of get closer to us, but no such luck. But yeah, that surgery was amazing.
Otto comes in 5 hours later, super proud of his roly-poly. It's got a little string behind it holding 2 bottles of
But
explosive.
actually, that's a valid point. Is they don't want to send the robot out there because, like, oh, robot, but you just made another robot whose sole purpose is to go out there and catch fire. Like, doesn't Otto have any remorse about this? It's like, oh, I made a pretty little kitty. Now he's gonna go off and explode.
Otto's going to see if he can chop the string so that everything explodes, and then his little roly-poly could roly-poly back to him.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna roll that behind the scenes.
You spread butter. Oh my god.
I just think it's hilarious because you guys don't know what that roll was that I just made, but you got to realize that, you know, he basically just programmed your torpedo to come back to the ship.
Yeah.
So, Dubs, you sure you don't want to come up with more than I watched other people do cool things and during that 5-hour sprint? You don't, you sure you don't want to, you know, try to do something that could affect things while we're waiting for Rex to come back?
Well, I would like to check around, see if we have any flare guns or anything like that. I would like to see if we have flares. That would be nice.
Okay, that's a good thing to look for. Go ahead and give me a luck roll. 2d6.
Oh, that's going to be just beautiful. Rolled an 8.
You find...
You said a luck roll, right?
Yeah, there's no stat to it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, gotcha.
So you find a flare gun, and you find 6 flares for it.
All right, this is good. I'm sure this will come in handy if this thing starts coming towards us and it's looking for heat.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You could shoot one of them with it, and they'll catch on fire, and then we'll drive away. I'm just kidding.
I do like the idea of Reese being like, I've got this, and hanging out of like the open door onto the railing and like shooting a flare gun at it.
That's right.
Right.
That's a very Indiana.
All right, well.
Is there a bunch of snow on top of the cave that we're next to?
It's an ice cave, so I imagine there is some.
Has the weather changed at all?
No. I wanted to get you guys to take off, but I'm intentionally... I was trying to do a little cinematic thing, and then Rex had to run off. And I was trying to give him an opportunity to finish that cinematic moment, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to have to continue on.
Copy.
So, you guys ready to implement your plan?
Yeah, let's have it all go pineapples. You guys ready, boys?
Are you on
I'm
sensors?
ready.
I am reconning it up.
So I am on sensors.
So I guess I'm still driving then? All right.
Okay. So, need a little marker for the roly-poly robot. Here, I've got something. This won't make it. Actually, that was a pretty good candidate, too. But I thought this would make it kind of funny.
Oh, he's roly-poly. All right, we'll send him this way.
This is scrap.
We'll go the other way.
All right. Give me drive checks. Give me whatever your robotic command check is.
So he said we're driving the opposite direction as the roly-poly, right?
Yeah, but can I use my recon to help us time this thing so that it's after the whatever it is goes after roly-poly?
Sure. You can do recon to do a task chain.
All right.
So what we do is whatever Kizik's roll is, that's the first task. Your recon's the second task. Drive check is the third task. They all roll into each other.
You gonna do remote ops or...
Remote ops is usually what you use for stuff like this, but if you have a special skill you think would work for it, you let me know.
Is that profession roboticist versus remote ops?
Profession roboticist is for building a robot.
Okay, then. I will remote ops it up. That's a 10.
All right, that's +2 to the next roll.
Sweet, I got a 12.
Okay, that's +4 to the drive check.
I got a 13 plus the 4, 17.
Fuck yeah, 17. All right, you guys hightail it. You're able to see where one of the already collapsed tunnel sections is and just skip over that. And as you are getting out past the thing, a giant sandworm rears up and then comes crashing down on the roly-poly droid as it's, setting its fire and swallows the thing whole. It then goes under. You see a bunch of steam, and it comes back up and just gouting flame from inside its mouth and spits out the remains of all of that, shaking its head violently back and forth between collapsing back into the ground and going back under the ice with enough force to, shake the ground enough to, the ATV's wheels leave the ground as heavy as it is. From the trembling force, and, rocks and shit fall around. It's just a massive, earthquake-style shake as this thing goes back up under the ground. And you guys are zipping away at a good speed.
Must go faster, must go faster. Jurassic Park? Nobody? No?
I got it. All right.
So we need to shed weight or anything to get going quicker?
You guys know you are exiting that area of the map. Now you have to figure out your trip back with all of your handicaps and extra people. I mean, look how many people are crammed in this thing now.
Well, we have to go back and get the snow or ice spice that is logically coming out of that worm thing. And then maybe
You want to go back and play with the worm?
our eyes will turn blue. Get across this map in a couple days. Anyway,
we should take stock of the rations and possibly start rationing ourselves now, or head back to that
Supply bunker.
that little shelter and pick up more halfway through this.
So I wanted to have a moment before they left, right before before you bailed on the thing to take your little break.
Sorry.
After you've finished with Eagle and you have your moment, Catherine's been watching the whole thing. Kind of lays a hand on your shoulder and is like, thank you for saving Eagle and all that. And you can tell that you've not only allayed her suspicion, but Catherine is truly grateful and trusts you, having watched how hard you fought to save Eagle's leg and his life.
Anytime, ma'am. That's what doctors do.
She's like, now that I've had some time to recover and a meal, I'm guessing, judging from the fact that you're here in this ATV, that something really bad has happened at the starport. Almost afraid to ask, because nobody's been willing to mention it. She throws a little side eye at Sarah. Will you tell me what happened?
I will tell you what I know. We still don't know exactly what happened. We were sent here because we hadn't heard from Sarah and her group, and we work for the same university. We were sent here to come check on and help out if we need to. When we landed, we hit some sort of EMP trap, we think, that disabled our ability to leave, or our ability for our grav vehicles to work. So we investigated the downport. It wasn't pretty. It looked as if there's some sort of firefights in a couple of the buildings, and somebody tried to clean it all up. That's what we know for sure. We have some suspicions from going through the logs of what may have happened, but nothing particularly like conclusive. But knowing that we needed to get out here, we found the distress signal and we jumped in. The ATV is the only vehicle we could find, and I took a very long drive out here to rescue you guys. But we do know that, or we believe that there was some sort of foul play caused by somebody coming off of one of the trade ships, but we don't know exactly what happened. But there were no survivors that we found. We found some dead bodies that were burned at the end of the road in what looks to be like a junk trash pile thing. But again, we weren't able to confirm identities or anything like that.
How many bodies?
Three.
Missing one. Someone may have
Say again?
survived. There were four people back at the base. The new guy went by Spencer. He kept to himself. He was just waiting for another transport to come pick him up. He wasn't an actual member of the base. This was just a way station. Also, the EMP that was Emily's idea. She had been tinkering with it as a last-ditch defensive measure. It was basically a mine. When activated, the next time it detected a gravity lift in its vicinity, it would go off. Meant to stop, either an attacking ship or to ground a ship that we needed to stay if they were like trying to kidnap people or something.
Well, it worked. It stopped us.
I don't think you were its intended target from the sound of things. It's just that if it were a pirate raid, why would they leave things like this ATV behind? This is valuable. I assume they would have stripped the base raw, down to its foundations if it were a pirate raid. Or it's not that we had a lot that would be worth raiding.
It didn't. That was one of the things that confused us, because it didn't look like anything was really taken. As you can tell by looking around here, like, we got all of our supplies and everything from the base before coming out here. Like, it didn't look like anything specific was being taken.
She has kind of a 1,000-foot stare in her eyes. She's like, that sucks.
That was kind of the question that we had, was like, why would somebody, like, what is here that would cause somebody to attack you guys?
I mean, I don't know anything about Spencer. I can't deny that it seems suspicious that he's potentially missing, and that she stops for a second. She's like, there were 4 of us and Spencer. Only found 3 bodies. She sort of like rolls that over for a moment. And then she's like, we have to get back and figure out what happened. But I don't understand. Like, what could Spencer have done that could have possibly been resulting in something like that? It just doesn't make any sense. He's he kept to himself, but no one of any importance would come out here. I just don't understand. And she sort of, mumbles a few things like that. She's obviously a little shocked about the death of all her friends. But you did break the news to her rather gently, so she doesn't, like, have a full break or anything. But she also doesn't shed too much information other than the fact that it sounds like you guys either missed a body or there's a survivor.
Hey, Otto.
Yeah.
Where's Gus?
Gus is on a ship making sure it's safe.
Have you? We potentially have a survivor, that we missed in the downport. As soon as we get in any range for our communications, can you try and get a hold of Gus, see if he has any, like, if anything's going on? I mean, we got 10 days to, ish, to drive back there. Yeah. Keep checking with Gus.
The ATV is equipped with planetary level communications. Just remember that Gus, it cannot fly. His primary method of locomotion is disabled. His feet are, as far as I understand it, like 6 inches long. So he's not going to be able to wade out in the snow. Or leave the ship, really.
Chunks across the ship, making sure nobody's on the ship. But I can still say, hey, do you see anybody in the ship?
Yeah, you can talk to him. That's why I pointed out you have planetary communications. Yeah. You also, I think we went over that you guys linked your communications to the starport sensor tower and the ship. So you guys could look around using those. Like if something came within range of the sensors, it would have alerted you.
Fair. Thank you.
And so we know there's no new ships. Or no new ships have contacted the sensor tower.
Are we boring you?
No, I'm listening.
I can see that.
Did you guys ever play Ski Free?
Yeah.
I was wondering if that was a picture of the survivor.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna give you guys the option, if you can explain to me your plan of action to compress the return trip significantly down to a few rolls. As long as you have a plan of action that allows you to do that, and that's what you guys want to do, you can take the more slow and cautious approach and do lots of rolls to get yourself back home. And because you guys have had the fun adventure of driving cross country now.
Yeah, the plan is all 4 of us can drive at some point. We rely on the 3 scientists either run the sensors or recon. We set up a tent every night.
That is, I was about to say you guys are really cramped in there, so it's going to be really important to stretch out as much as possible.
Make sure that we stop by the bunker and get some more food and whatnot, and make sure we're rationing and whatnot, and lots of medical care to make sure Eagle and Katrin are, and Sarah and her team as well, because they're malnutrition as well. Nurse them back to health over the next week or so.
Okay.
See if we can catch a calamander or a raucous bird.
Okay. Well, let's start on the first part of these things. Let's go for a hunt on hunting on the way back. Let's try to get a calamander or a raucous bird. We'll say that Eagle can't move, but he does wake up enough to be like, well, you can lure him out by doing this, that, or the other. Let's do some survival. Let's say one night you guys, 2-3 nights in, coming back, you decide to hunt a little bit before you call it a night. Who wants to go on a hunting expedition?
I'll go hunting.
I was about to say, don't everybody answer at once. Jesus Christ.
Otto's idea. Otto's helping out too.
I'll go also.
I will get the kitchen prepped for when you get back.
He's doing the with 2 sets of knives.
Yep.
Yep, Julianne.
So, those of you going on the hunting thing, give me a survival check individually.
Eight.
8.
1.
Yeah.
So, Otto brings back the equivalent of acorns. You can't eat them. That's about as good as he gets. Worse yet, he tries to eat one and he gets really bad food poisoning from it. And Zane and John come back with 1 calamander each.
Oh, Zigzag's gonna love these.
Oh, excellent. I've been waiting to prepare one of these. Oh, Otto, you didn't eat this. Oh, no.
Yeah, red means it's okay to eat. I have a dozen of them.
Not on an ice planet, buddy. Red means dead.
It tasted sweet though.
I'm all medicaled out, man. I can't help.
Oh, no.
I recommend you get to sleep in the snow.
There's only one toilet.
Yeah, no, he's sleeping in the snow. Like, there's no. We went through this before. Like,
He's gonna ride on the outside of the ATV.
These calamanders, they'll fry up real nice.
That's actually a thing you guys can do. You can choose to alleviate some of your crampness by riding out when it's decent weather on the outside.
Or if you've got the shits.
yeah. I think it's more of and if you've got not or. Like, or gives you an option.
No, there was no option with that.
Yeah, guys, 100%. I'll do the recon from the outside of the ship. I just ride right on top. It's a good idea.
You hang your ass over the side.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Well, at least if he's like not touching the snow, the chances of getting the crystal ice up his butthole are pretty bad.
Yeah, the odds. May the odds ever be in your favor.
All the movie quotes today.
I don't like those oods. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But yet somehow Physics Taint does end up with some crystal ice.
The jump.
Yeah, and with boxcars they do.
Oh, those are the crystal fleas.
Yeah.
Zane, you know how you said you were all medicaled out?
I could just see Otto to be like, please help.
Oh man, it's so tight inside too. Guys, like you're gonna see things that you're not even prepared to see, and pants are just dropping immediately.
I'll get some ice cream.
Oh gosh, what is that smell?
What
Can I try?
Somebody crack a window.
Yeah, what
The
flavor ice
drivers.
cream do you want?
It doesn't matter. It's for the ice fleas.
In this case, it's for his taint. Yeah, I mean, Dr. Otto's going to pass out from pain. So he'll get to sleep through part of this. Everybody's got that, that terrible, 1,000-yard stare after the procedure's done. It's all things they can't unsee.
Ah, yes. At least they haven't had to see it, 3 times now?
You know what I haven't eaten in a while? Sea urchin. Have you guys had sea urchin? I don't know why. It's just stuck in my head.
I have not.
A little like a starfish.
Mm.
So as you guys get to a little less than a day out of this adventure on the road trip back, whoever's sitting in the communications chair sees a ping from the main tower, showing that a starship has entered orbit and begun descent onto the landing pad. It has not radioed the tower, asked permission, or made any attempt to contact the downport It's simply trying to land on the pad. Not trying, it is going to land on the pad.
Goody.
How far out are we?
A little bit less than a day.
Can we tell what kind of ship it is?
That is a very good question. Let me read something real quick.
We can get video feed from Gus, right?
It's not going to be within visual range yet until it lands.
Fair.
Also, if you have him transmit something like that, just realize that that is totally traceable.
Also fair.
Okay, no, it does not tell you what type of ship it is. It is going to land on the port, or it's going to land on the pad. So if you want to try to discern that information by, communicating by sending signals from your ATV to request information from the... Because right now, you're intercepting a planetary-wide broadcast that is being sent everywhere. But if you transmit back...
Oh yeah, they're gonna know exactly where.
If it lands on the pad, it's assuming you guys, tell me when you want to do things, but if you don't do anything, it's going to stay there for about an hour, and then it's going to lift off again.
I don't know what we could have done, but okay.
I mean, we don't know if it's a traitor. We don't know what it is.
I'm not... I really strongly dislike that statement, Ghost. I don't know what we could have... There's no right, wrong answer, and it's not like I, as a GM, am forcing you into a bad situation. I really hate that.
I wasn't making that comment to you. I'm making the comment to the guy that could have been on comms, making a call out there. Like, I don't know what I could have done other than like taking control of the situation and kicking Kizik out of the captain's seat. You could have called them and tried to figure out what they were doing out there. But I think you're right. We want to try to stay stealthy here.
I mean, we don't know one way or the other. They could be good guys. They could be looking for survivors. They could be bad guys. We don't know.
Do we have everything to repair our ship?
We are not 100% sure yet, but we've got parts from the air raft. I am assuming that they're all of the parts we need, but I'm not 100% sure yet.
I gotcha. Okay, I was just wondering because it kind of, that kind of helps us to make our decision too.
But also, the closer you get, the more of a, you could get close enough to do like a tight beam transmission and then do some communications. You could hack the security port cameras, or you could just remotely access the cameras on your ship. There's things you could do once you get closer. You don't have to use the long range communications thing too.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of value in moving closer, but we are on a time crunch before, like you said, they're going to do whatever they're going to do. They are going to notice that there's a big spaceship sitting on the landing pad.
Well, since they landed right next to it, it would have been impossible to miss.
Exactly. So, we can call them and see what they want. We can. We're not sneaking up on them with the giant ATV thing.
Are they broadcasting any kind of a message or anything like that, or are they just kind of quietly dropping down and then quietly leaving?
Well, he said they weren't broadcasting anything.
Right.
I think it's safe to be suspicious, but your call, Otto. What do you want us to do?
I say we get there as quick as we can. I say we don't let them know that we're in a slow tank coming and they have a flying ship that can just come shoot us as we sit here with no defense. And
Okay.
once we get close enough, I'll tight band message to Gus and see if he can look around, make sure he's okay.
Yeah, Gus might be able to tell us if anybody gets off their ship or anything like that, or maybe gives us some details like that.
Or we could hack into the, or like he said, we can take a look into the cameras from the base and whatnot, and see what we can see. I recommend we do all of these things.
Yep. You're the computer guy, maybe?
Yep.
All right.
I'm gonna go see if I can hack in and pull up some video feed.
Okay. How close are you guys going to get before you do that?
What is the distance on our visual sensors?
You're going to have to be... What do you mean, what is the distance on it?
I mean, how far away can we see things using our visual cameras and things?
That depends on how big the things are. You can see the moon from here. Without like,
I mean, like the ship itself, or if they see the launch pad.
Well, the curvature of the Earth is a problem at about 15 nautical miles, right? Is that roughly
Ish.
correct? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm guessing that the curvature of the planet becomes an issue beyond that. If you want to look at the landing pad, looking up at the sky is a different story. It just depends, once again, how far away is it? Did it fly all the way up to orbit? Is the light hitting it? There's too many factors for me to give you a safe answer to that.
Gotcha.
I'd like to get close enough that we're not we don't have to use a massive transmission signal to do what we need to do. I'm horrible with words on this stuff.
Mm-hmm. You just want to get
get
within tight beam range.
Yes.
I was trying to calculate what tight beam range was, but I would like to be tight beam range.
Okay. All right. So you guys, if you drive the rest of the day and night's about to fall, about sundown, you can get within tight beam range. You could, you're within 50 nautical miles, so you're just about within the actual range of the downport. And you can now either laser communication to the tower on the main building, or you can try to hit with a laser your ship on the pad.
I think the tower on the main building is going to give us a better view. But
yeah, go for that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. You've established communications with the main tower. What would you like to do now?
Get into camera feeds and...
You need a 10 plus computers check.
Yeehaw! Okay. Roll good. Ah! 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Not a 10.
Okay. Well, their security is a bit too good for you to get camera. Would someone else like to try something?
I can point it at our ship and talk to Gus.
All right. You hit the communications array for your ship.
I say, Gus, do you see anybody? What do you see, man?
What is Gus's intellect level?
He's an 8.
Wow. It's pretty good for it. I was about to say it's pretty good for a droid that size.
He also has recon too.
Yes, but he's 3 feet tall. So he can't exactly look out the window. Okay, he's gonna be like, there was a ship detected that landed and left. Couldn't power on any, so I'm really struggling because you did not give me enough information about Gus would do in this scenario, and I could be a dick GM right now and just completely fuck you guys over. But I'm not going to, which means I am giving Gus the ability to do a strong tactical thing that he wouldn't necessarily know how to do, which is to stay quiet and not let on that he's there at all.
Gus has tactics 2 military.
I honestly don't give a shit because you didn't provide what he should have done. You're thinking way too much. These are what his stats are, and not that he's just a robot. Yeah. So it's just a thing. I'm gonna go ahead and give him the benefit of the doubt. And you want me to do that because otherwise this scenario is over and you're all dead and rolling new characters. So he's going to be like, I can't give you information because if I'd activated any sensors, if I'd done anything to show the ship had any life in it, the logical thing for them to do would have just been to riddle it with weapon fire. And there would have been nothing I could have done and the ship would be destroyed. So I don't have information to provide you other than a large ship landed next to ours and no one has come inside yet.
Thank you, Gus. Stay safe.
So the ship has taken off and it has landed. You guys are just over the horizon, pointing a little antenna at the place. Would anyone else like to try something?
I'll go again if nobody else thinks of anything. Okay, I will go again then.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh. I need a guinea pig. Like, we don't know what's happening or not. I'd like to get some more of those little lice. And put them in a bottle. So in case we run into any potential bad guys, we can give them lice and have them have excruciating pain very quickly, and potentially disable them in case there are people left at the port. But I don't see that we have any other choice. We have to get back to our ship.
I like the idea. I'm going to let you say that you kept the lice that you pulled off of Kizik. So you have a test tube full of paint lice.
Crystal ice.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so what is your tactics here, guys? I mean, don't have a ton of information, which, you know, it's not ideal, but you have enough information to know that there was a ship there briefly. You have enough information to know that the ship did not call down and ask for permission to land, which does sort of tell you something.
Yeah, that ship knows that there was nobody down there to answer that call.
Or they were, like, it's nefarious in general. Like, they weren't following normal standard procedures. So whether they were pirates or, you know, or whatnot, like, they weren't there to say hello in a good way.
Can you guys get in, like, remote and see what the camera saw?
I tried. I'm not that good.
What sorry, what role was that?
It'd be a 10 plus computers check.
I got an 8.
Now, was that for live video feed, or was that actually for just like, searching like a security tape or something?
I looked for live video feed.
Can I get what was her name? Tina to help because she's from here, right?
Tina is not from here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Tina wasn't. It was Katrin that was from here.
Yes.
Katrin's the motor pool mechanic and Eagle's the pilot. They do not have access to the security systems, and they would tell you basically the security officer and the warden were the two who had access to the main systems.
Didn't we get the warden's passcode?
For his terminal.
Yeah, for his terminal.
If you can get to his terminal, you can do it. You guys could sneak in and try to use the terminal.
We can ask Katrin if there's an easy way to sneak in, or something that we don't know of.
She's going to basically say there's no easy way, but there are ways in and out. Also, how long are you guys spending figuring all this tactics out? Like, how much time are you letting slip by while you're...
I think we should still be driving towards...
I mean, if you've been driving the whole time, I want to give you guys the opportunity to do some planning, but you are on a timer, and I think that you ought to be a little bit more assertive in your planning.
When we get within, I don't know, a mile out, I want to get out.
You're already definitely a mile out.
Yeah, then I want to get out in my vac suit, and I will sneak up, and I will check things out.
Okay, so you want the ATV to stop?
I think that's my plan.
Yeah.
You guys can tell me if I'm wrong.
I seem to remember Zigzag had some thermal vision too, right?
Yeah, I can. I'll go and recon some stuff, and I'll be back and let you guys know what's going on.
Check and see if there's any heat signatures or anything like that, I guess.
Okay.
I'll go with you.
I want you to understand, because we're about to do hand wavy magic again. Thermal vision doesn't let you see through walls.
Correct.
So if they're outside, he'll be able to see them, as long as he would be able to normally see them.
No, that's fine. I get it, but at least it's something to try.
I just have to preface it before you guys are like, but I counted blah, and there were blah. So, okay. So who's all going on the sneak expedition, and who's all staying in the car? The scientists are pretty scared, but Mike Coleman is not a scientist. It's worth noting that Mike Coleman, while he is of some scientific nature, he is kind of the muscle of his particular group. And his attire and demeanor reflects someone who is a bit more rough. He's also very anxious when he sees Zigzag suiting up to go with him.
Oh, you're coming with me, Mike?
Yeah, I suspect you might need a hand. I have
You're a good man.
no idea what we're walking into here, but I couldn't help but notice that you're the only one who's armed. And
I'm armed.
Oh, well, good. You're going too then, Mr. Hicks.
Yes,
Oh.
indeed.
All right. Yeah, I think we should do this.
So the three of you are going out. Man, I don't know if everybody should. We should.
We need to keep some people behind to watch over the injured still.
Yeah, but we also.
Mike's going to look at John and be like, if they find you here, I don't think it's going to matter much. However, he looks at Tina and he's like, someone should start getting those lifter governors pulled out of the air raft. Get those ready to be installed where they're going in case we have to do so in a hurry.
Sarah, you think you can drive this thing if you need to? just to drive it up to our ship if you need to.
As long as you don't care if I bump into things on the way.
Nope, don't care.
Katrin's like, I can drive.
Oh, sweet.
I'm a motor pool mechanic.
Haha, good call.
Okay.
All right. Stand by, and if we need to, we'll call you to get it up to the ship, and then we'll get. Sarah, can you help? Eagle. If we need to, in a rush, like the three of you, get on board the ship. Otto, we need to tell Gus who they are so they can get on board the ship. So he opens the door for them, and that's our last resort, and the rest of us do the sneaky thing and see what we can get to. Let's go.
Sounds good. Mike draws a heavy revolver and falls in behind you.
Otto scrambles back and has a flechette pistol. He's going.
Oh, coming with us, Doc.
Yep.
Actually, was talking to Otto. He knew you were coming.
Yeah, I think that's. I'll be helpful. I hope I'll be helpful.
We got John too. All right. All right. So whoever's sneakiest should take point.
I'm relatively sneaky.
Go for it.
Yeah, I am not sneaky.
Okay, the Warden's terminal is in Building 6. We've got a fence here. Like, the Warden's terminal thing, remember, has a back door. I recommend we come in this way and
Cut our way through the fence.
cut through the fence and go through the back door right into the, if I remember correctly, where the little server room is at the back. And just plug in and see what we can find.
You think the Warden's terminal can detonate one of those EMPs or something?
Now, from what we could tell, the EMP was set up in the little engineering bay. I think the Warden's terminal has the computers and the cameras and everything where you can see what transpired in like security records and whatnot.
Okay. Zane and Zigzag, you guys have the ability to see a little bit further ahead. Give me perception checks.
Watch out for that Yeti, guys.
Oh, I've got an 8.
I also have an 8.
Okay. An 8. All right, well. Milling outside, you spot 2 very heavily armed commando types.
Alrighty, guys. Looks like we got 2 guys at a minimum outside. And they look like they're armed to the teeth.
It's too bad we couldn't control that worm thing and make it come here and eat these guys.
Like maybe right on top of it.
Yeah, some sort of like hook contraption.
That would be pretty cool.
Well, they have to eat. Maybe we can poison them.
I got my crystal ice we can throw in there.
All right, let's get closer.
Yeah, doing it.
Your mic go da 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 da.
I wish I had my cardboard box.
Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo.
Doo-doo. Wah wah.
All right, let's get stealth checks.
I got an 11.
So did Mike.
9.
I got a 7.
Get a 6. No,
Okay.
I got a 7.
All right, those of you that are one short can be helped by those of you who are a little bit more stealthy. And you guys get to the fence cutting part. Who's got some clippers that can cut through this wire?
I have a tool belt thing. Yep,
I
got
have-
clippers. Do you got
Oh.
clippers?
I've got a laser scalpel.
Oh shit, that's cool.
It's also probably gonna like it's a laser. It's not very sneaky. It'll cut through it though.
I'll cut with my clippers.
You cut a person-sized hole through, and
Wasn't electric, was it?
it was not electric. Mike is gonna like shimmy through, like swing it back and forth as he gets to the back of the building, and then he's gonna see an access ladder to climb to the top, and without asking, he's just gonna start climbing to the top of the admin building.
Mike's a good guy. Let's go.
When he gets up top, he's gonna lay on his belly. Not that those of you on the ground will be able to see that. He's gonna start like belly crawling across the top towards the front of the building.
Is the door in the back still accessible?
Was there a door in the back of the admin building?
Yeah, I thought there was an exit in the back. Like there was the back room with all the computers, and there was an exit there.
No. Only one way
Oh.
in and out of that building.
Oh, then
There's a side entrance to the motor pool bay and then its main door. There's the main entrance to the reactor and then the tunnel that goes underneath that you guys didn't explore. And then there's a one-way in and out of this room, too. These are prefabs, so they're not really built with multiples. Now, you could probably make an entrance.
yeah, making an entrance. I don't know.
I was about to say, how are you going to do that? Because most of those ways are not stealthy.
No, I don't know.
Prefab building? Is it up on? Is it a foundation? How's this thing working?
Well, if you get underneath the snow, you could probably figure that out.
I'll take a little bit.
Okay. If you dig a little bit, it is on a metal skirt with the metal stilts down beneath it.
Oh, we can peel the metal skirt back and then get underneath this building.
You
Come
can.
up to the floor.
You can easily. Everyone else, everyone else will have to crawl. But it's conveniently zigzag size.
Zigzag pulls the skirt back. Do do do.
Who follows him?
I'll go with him.
Okay. Speak up, guys.
Oh, I'm just getting in a corner. I can't climb under there. It's too scary.
Huh?
I might go up on the roof.
Okay. So that means Zane and Zigzag, because I didn't hear anything from Thodubs, are underneath the building. And you guys can hear at least one set of footsteps above you. Like in the building.
I point to my ears and then my eyes, and then one, and then point up so that Zane understands that there's one person up there that I can hear.
Give you the thumbs up. I'm gonna look around to see if there's any potential entryways, grating, anything like that, ventilation shafts, anything like that.
So for obvious thermal reasons, there's a ton of insulation between you and the floor. But there have to be at least a handful of like power conduits and things that come in and out. So there's going to be some areas that don't have that insulation, and you can get up to where the deck plating is.
Sweet.
Go up with a screwdriver set, and we pop the deck plating up so that we can peek without actually like moving it a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Poke our eyes up.
All right. You find yourself in the multi-purpose room, which is the back room that was connected to the armory and the electronics room that had the control for the tower. No one appears to be in this room with you, but if you give me a perception check, maybe you can listen for the footsteps again.
That's fair.
Do you want that from both of us or just him?
You can both do it. You're both there. I also, John and Mr. Weber, Dr. Weber, are free to do their things as well. They don't have to just sit quietly.
I'm just going to go to the other side of the building right here and just kind of look out and see what I can see. That, and I kind of want to keep a lookout and see if there's anybody down this way that could be sneaking up on us on our back.
Okay. Give me a stealth and a perception. What about you, Dr. Otto?
I'd like to check the other building. Is this like a jump real quick and I'm over there, or is there more space between building 5 and 6?
Because of the snow, it'll be difficult to move. It's not that much of a space, but it's knee-deep snow. So, can do it. Take a little bit of exertion.
It's so hard to do stealthily. Could I lay on my belly and kind of belly crawl slowly and use the snow around me to make it there?
Yes, it's a much more cautious approach. I'd let you do that. Still gonna have to make a stealth roll.
Got an 8 on the stealth perception.
Got an 8 for both of those checks.
Oh, individually? No, hold on.
I'm assuming they are different.
Okay, stealth was the 8, and we are sitting at a 4 for perception.
Okay. You don't see anything.
Got 11 minus 3 plus 1 for a 9 to make it over to the other building.
Okay. You can give me a perception check too, as you sit up.
9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay. You can hear a commotion coming from this building. It sounds of like chairs rattling and stuff, and the doors open. Someone is in there. All right, Zigzag and Zane, what do you hear?
I got a 6.
I got a 10.
There are footsteps going down the hallway with the offices, and they sound like they're heading away from you towards the atrium.
Now's the time. Let's go.
Go, go, go!
Come up to the floor decking, and then I'll immediately crawl to the ceiling.
Okay.
And I'll move up by the door, like, to the side of it so they can't see me through the window.
Window? There's no window.
I'll move up by the door so they can't see me because the door's shut.
So in this multi-purpose room, there's an armory on this side. There's a communication room on this side. There's a hallway that goes this way.
First things first, armory.
You've already been in there and you know it's empty.
That's true. Cover me. I'm gonna go check the communications stuff.
I pull out my shotgun.
Okay.
And then from the ceiling, I shadow him as he walks.
Okay. From the inside communication terminals, you may use the Warden's master override code as you're at the terminal. So you will not need to hack to make this happen. You just tell me what you need to do.
I want to look and see if I can figure out who is there and what they're doing there by checking live video feeds to see what we're going up against, and then I want to see if they accessed any of the computers and what they accessed.
Live video feeds. There's one in the habitat area going through the rooms again. There's one walking out of the atrium about to walk out the front door of the admin building. The two you saw outside. You also see that there are communications intercepts, although they are encrypted, where the tower has listened in on communications going between the helmets of the commandos and the ship that took off. Tracing this back, you're able to determine that the ship has lifted off, slungshot around the planet, and is heading towards a radiation source at the edge of the system. Is probably normal background noise, but if you were here looking for someone, it might be something you'd investigate. In other words, their ship has gone off to investigate something and left these guys here.
Sweet. Hey, Zigzag, looks like their ship is out investigating something, some radiation source. And there's 4 of them here. They're talking on an encrypted channel and whatnot. I'm going to use my comm that has decrypting software in an attempt to decrypt their communications.
You see any next to our ship?
I did not. Looks like there's 4. 2 at the front end of this building, 1 in the habitat doing some searching, and 1 in the garage.
It's very important to know that decryption takes many hours. So you have the capability to decrypt this, but almost certainly not the time.
Fair. Appreciate the information.
Otto, what's Dr. Weber doing?
Do I hear anybody inside this building here?
As you've been sitting here quietly, all you hear is the thrum of the reactor.
All right. I was excellent. And I heard commotion coming from the building over there. I'm just gonna sit tight because it's scary and I don't want to shoot somebody.
All right. Mr. Reese?
I didn't see anything going on this side over here. I'm just going to head out to this side of the building
Okay.
and do the same thing. I'm going to look down this area, see if I see anybody or anything.
Okay. Perception and stealth.
Stealth 7. Oh gosh. Perception 5.
Okay. So John and Otto hear this guard go, "Did you hear something?" Crunch, 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 crunch. Comes around the corner. Right as Reese is trying to get a good look, and spots him. Now, I'm just going to roll to see how Coleman deals with this. Okay. So what's going to end up happening is combat is going to break out here. But I think because it's 11:55, what we're going to do is we're going to call it at Reese was seen, big dun-da-da moment. And we're going to pick up with
Exclamation points come up.
yeah. Next time on Raiders of the Lost Coins. And we're going to call it there.
Right on. Thank you, gentlemen.
Good
Yeah.
times.
Yeah. Very good. It's going to be very interesting to see how you guys deal with this scenario. I really enjoyed the approach you guys took of getting under the building, like cutting in through the back, sneaking in, trying to get communications, trying to like handle all of that. Otto had a golden opportunity to get into the reactor area, which is also where the workshop is, where as a roboticist, I can't imagine a better place than surrounded by pretty much every technological thing, including the ability to make like EMPs and stuff. Like that's where the EMP was made, and all the gadgets and gizmos that go with it are in there. So that was the thought was there, even if you didn't make it in there. So
Yep, I didn't think
Could have
coming
made
to
an
A-
Iron Man suit.
I don't think he could have built something like that fast, but I bet he could have improvised some like grenades or something really quickly.
Yeah.
Or he could have just cut the power off.
Yeah, that could help.
Yeah.
I think I was going to sound the alarm to get them all into one place, and then have Zigzag sneak in and place my crystal ice out there, and then infect them.
That was also a good call. Was the crystal ice?
So,
all right.
I still might do that, but
Yep. Next time, you got a couple of weeks to think about it. This is not a
Yep.
great scenario for your party, but it's being handled relatively well. And the reason, by the way, that combat is going to be initiated is because when I rolled to decide what Mike Coleman was going to do, he definitely was going to shoot this guy before he's going to let John get shot, which means he's going to fire his unsilenced revolver.
Right, yeah, I figured.
So that's what's going to initiate the combat. Anyway,
Thank you.
I'm going to stop the stream there, guys. Thanks everybody for stopping by, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.